San Antonio sports star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning. Live from Los Angeles. Powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It is R&R in the morning, an LA edition. Once again, live from the beautiful downtown Los Angeles Convention Center. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Day 3 on Radio Row begins.
What's going on, fellas?
Well, good night last night. We expect a full and exciting day. Some good seafood last night. Didn't go too nuts. Got in early enough.
Absolutely. Good night, though.
Went down to Redondo Beach.
Now that the drive over there, you drove over.
Drove over and back. That's fun.
It said 30 minutes when we left, and it turned into an hour and a half.
Well, yeah.
Not an hour and a half.
It was probably about 45.
I was asleep.
Yeah. Rudy did the typical Rudy thing. Said, no, I'll get it back.
Yeah, I'm going to the back row. We had a third row van, and I was like, I wake up, and I'm like, why are we still driving? Why are we still in the car? I'm expecting to wake up to an appetizer.
And we eventually got it, but yeah, Redondo was a little bit further than we expected. Although it was 25 minutes coming back, hour and a half going.
Yeah, the way back was much better than the way over there.
Spurs hit the road today, begin the rodeo road trip. They'll suddenly halt that for the All-Star break next week, but they get the Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll have Carolina will join us at 8:30 for shoot-around as we look forward to a couple of game spate before the All-Star break. The trade deadline looms just a couple of days away, and here it comes. So we had a huge one last night. Two bad teams shuffling the chairs on their sinking ships, sending their bad guys for other bad guys. But Domantas Sabonis is now in the West, which I guess is the real news here. Buddy Hield heads to the Pacers. I do think we'll see more deals today, but that's a pretty big one. We'll look at the effect on the league, whether we think those are going to stick, and where the Spurs might land at that about 7:30. Anita Marks is going to join us at 8 o'clock. She is with the Daily Wager on ESPN. We'll look at the props. Well, you can win yourself some money. The prop bets are interesting, as always. Which way do you bet? You a prop bet guy?
I never.
No. And they seem so easy, but I never lay any money.
They're not easy. If they're easy, everybody be doing it. Everybody be winning a lot of money. So, no, I've never done a prop bet. I know Menace has a cool little prop bet, little board thing he does that I'm interested to play in because that's not a lot of money. But, no, never been a prop bet guy, but I guess we can ask Anita about it.
How much would it cost to celebrate the Super Bowl in Los Angeles the right way?
Depends on your definition of the right way.
Well, I want to live the LA lifestyle. I want to be a rock star, come to the Super Bowl. How much do you think it would cost, and how would you go about living that life?
If you're doing rock star, it's going to cost you somewhere between $150 to $300.
What if I wanted to live like Shaq?
That's different. That's a little different.
Now, isn't he hosting a party that we could?
Yeah, but it's for like $1 million, some type.
It's like $1 million weekend.
Yeah,
and you.
But if you have the million, like if Floyd comes through, yeah. But it doesn't even seem like it's. I don't know. We'll get into it, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Because I mean, if I'm gonna spend $1 million. Nah, I mean it's not gonna be on Super Bowl weekend, not $1 million. Like I said, about $150, $300 is good enough, and have a really, really good time. I don't have to spend $1 million at a carnival.
The vibe's starting to turn up a little bit.
Yeah. It got a little bit more busy yesterday for sure.
Last night, as we were finishing up, the boys with the Blitz were done. The Lakers hosted Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we got out of here before that happened.
So it was a zoo downtown, and what a precursor for the Super Bowl is. Everybody's getting ready to take a break. Milwaukee in town, they smoked the Lakers. Mm-hmm. When can we pronounce them dead?
I mean, what you scared of? Pronounce them dead? I'm not going to do it.
That's what I'm saying. You can. I won't.
I'm not doing it yet.
I feel like it's imminent.
They're gonna need mouth to mouth soon.
It's feeling that way.
They're gonna need mouth to mouth soon, but I'm not willing to do that yet.
The former general manager of the Atlanta Falcons, Thomas Dimitroff's going to join us at 9:30. He's the guy that hired Dan Quinn in Atlanta. And I don't think anybody knows him better.
That seemed like a long time ago.
It does, but it really wasn't. But you're right. It's been 5 years, 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. So it's been a bit. But Dimitroff was one of those rising stars and certainly a great NFL mind. We'll talk the Super Bowl, free agency, what goes on. And I'm sure you have some insight into Atlanta, the Matt Ryan situation. It'll be good to sit down and talk with him. And today is the day we start rolling through guests. So Andrew Beck, Kyle Turley. We'll sit down with Michael Irvin later today.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, we're sitting down with them. You might not hear it live, but because we'll probably play it pretty early on Friday morning.
Yeah, Thursday
morning.
Don't rush the week. Don't rush us back to San Antonio. Even though it's rolling. What's up?
I was about to say I thought it was Thursday there for a second.
No, it's just only hump day, brother. It's only hump day.
See, I'm choosing not to be violent this morning.
Whatever. You already were violent this time.
No, I was good this morning.
It was a chill. It was a chipper jab, but it was jabs.
Oh, they were jabs. Rightfully so.
You were jabbing
because I still don't have any caffeine. I still don't have any coffee, and that at the end of the day was really the only issue. Yeah. I was over the driving thing. I was like, you know what, whatever happens,
it is what it is, right?
I was just going to let him be. We ensured that the van was in a easily
get out.
You could egress easily, just back the thing up. He did. So this morning, Michael Jimenez, our morning taxi driver, and God bless him. I mean, this sucks.
Props to him for giving us the
sucks.
ride.
The dude has to get up at 3 a.m. To drive us. And it's only about a 30-minute round trip if you know the way.
It ain't even 30 if you know the way.
Yeah, it's literally in the morning when we map it, it's 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes.
Because when you dropped off the blitz the other day, it was in the afternoon and you were back in 15-20.
Yeah, it's an easy zip. Yeah. And especially at this time of day because there's no traffic.
Right.
So we're on now day 3.
Yes.
Of the taxi shuttle.
The Jimenez shuttle service.
And this morning, we did not have a late night. In fact, Jimenez was the first one down. We sat out on the balcony and kind of talked for a little bit.
Yep, had a cigar, relaxed.
Yeah, pleasant conversation. But it was Michael went to bed, got up fine. He seemed coherent.
Yeah,
to me, fully aware.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't concerned. In fact, I had adopted the mentality that we're just going to get there. It's chill. I'll have my coffee soon. It's going to be good. So he backs out. And he has a tendency to leave our house a different way than I do, but I now know that's the way he likes to go. So he backed out, and I thought, well, he's going the way that it's another block that he's going to add to the drive. But, you know. And then he took another turn, which took us the polar opposite direction. And he said, no, I know this way because I ran this way yesterday.
Yeah, he went for a run.
He went for a run yesterday, which I'm starting to question the validity of that.
Damn. See, you just said you weren't going to choose violence. Now you're saying the man didn't really run? Whatever. Continue.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Go ahead. Like, when you play golf and they tell you, if you really want to feel the course, you can't ride the cart. You got to walk.
Right.
Well, he ran the neighborhood. He feels I know it was light and it was dark and it wasn't 3 a.m. Okay. Just headed out the other direction. And by the time I could get my map up, my Google Maps up,
we're on the highway.
We are on a highway.
Which we don't even need a highway.
Yeah, well, there's no reason.
There's no reason to go on the highway.
For us to be on a highway.
At all.
Mike, where are we going?
He was like, I got it.
I got it, man.
I ran. And then next thing you know, 2-3 minutes later, Mike goes, I don't know where we are.
I don't know where we are, where we're going.
Dude, it's literally 3 turns. Literally 3 turns to get to the convention center. 3. We end up on a highway, an exit off the exit.
So now I'm sitting without coffee yet again.
Yeah, because see, if he goes the way that we're supposed to go, there's a 7-Eleven right on the way, so there. Rob and I can get some coffee. if I can just have a small diva moment. If you're going to accommodate the morning people and be like, hey, you know what? You morning people, come on in. Well, y'all can set up, come on in and do your shows. Dude, just give me a Keurig. Like, I don't even need the freshly brewed Carlito. I don't need the Carlito special. Like, I'm not asking for anybody to be sitting there and serving me coffee, but like, yo, leave us a Keurig at least, dude, if you're going to open up for, I mean, you got 99 security guards. Throw a Keurig out here.
It is really kind of crazy, the number of police that are in and around this. But they have like 3 cops guarding every door. 3.
This is life after 9/11.
I guess.
This is life after 9. You can't be too careful. Dogs everywhere. And you got to think, though, for a police officer, for the most part, and you hope it stays this way, you are getting cake money.
Oh,
They're just sitting around chilling, and I'm all for it. It makes me feel more comfortable because it is a crazy world we live in, and you never know what people do. But for the most part, they're not having to do anything. It's so tight to get in, and now you got to go through metal detectors, in and out, no in and out. It's a lot of security, dogs, everything. But for the most part, they're probably getting $30-$40 an hour to sit around and tell war stories,
which is pretty much what they've been doing.
But they don't
have any coffee either, so they're dealing with the same things we are.
They are the COVID police. No,
we still have some tickets to give away today. Love and Happiness will rain down upon us coming up on the weekend. Saturday night, the 17th annual Love and Happiness show comes to the Illusions Theater in a beautiful downtown Alamodome. We just carted it off, but it's a beautiful place.
Love it.
It's a great opportunity to secure a Valentine's gift. You get to see Bobby Brown. Anthony Hamilton's going to headline. Kay Michelle will be there. You want to win it? Hang around, early birds. We've given you some shots. We'll give you one more today. We will give it away in this hour.
I stepped out of my comfort zone last night, Rob.
Yes, you did. I was quite impressed, Rudy. I really was, man.
I was, too.
I have to tell you, because not only did you step out of your comfort zone, you had the opportunity to go an easy out of your comfort zone or a hard one. And you even chose the hard one.
I know.
And you liked it.
I loved it. I loved it. So, Karl, I had which I never do. Like, I'm not big on soups. So our meal where we were at, it came with a soup, a salad, and a side. Like, it just comes with it. Like, it's just a part of your entree. So I'm just like, dude, I'm not going to eat this soup. I'm not a soup guy. I choose this smoked salmon soup.
Smoked salmon chowder.
Smoked salmon chowder. And when it comes to me, it has the jail feel to it. You know what I mean? It looks like something they would eat.
It was kind of orange.
Yeah, it was orange.
It sounds good.
Oh,
Karl. Well, it looked weird, but when I tell you that was probably a top 2 soup I've ever had in my life, it really, the salmon wasn't, sometimes salmon can be fishy.
Sometimes, yeah.
But I guess when you're right by the ocean, there's no need for you to have old salmon. It was phenomenal, man. Again, I was so hesitant because I really, when they put it in front of me, I had every intention to look past it to the left side of the table.
It was dark anyway. We wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, it was dark in that restaurant. It was super sexy in the restaurant. Like, I was like, dude, this is kind of intimate for 5 guys, but whatever. And I was like, you know what? Let me just put a little bitty tiny teaspoon on my spoon and give it a tasty taste. And 10 minutes later, the bowl was gone, brother.
You're a picky eater, aren't you?
I'm trying not to be, Karl. I'm too old to be picky. Like, it's a turnoff. You know what I mean? It's not very becoming of a grown man to be picky.
I'll put it this way.
So I'm trying to come out of that.
There are a lot of delicious foods in the world, and if you enter with any kind of prejudice, you'll never know.
True that. True statement. But we're 2 for 2. Well, the last 2 days, we started out our week not eating our best meal.
Wing and pie.
I could not have had a worse meal. So anything after that would have been an improvement. Yeah. So maybe that's how I'm grading it. But literally 2 restaurants, 2 in a row, extraordinary meal.
What was that you had? You had like 1,000 animals, 1,000 seafood animals in your bowl.
It's called cioppino, and it's a seafood stew. That's the fishermen that landed in the upper coast of California, San Francisco, that region.
Okay, yeah.
Were primarily of Italian descent, so they'd be out in the bays fishing, and they would be on their boats overnight. So they would bring their typical ingredients they would have from home, tomatoes, olive oil, all that kind of stuff. And they would just cook their daily catch in a stew pot. And they just, every time they caught something, they'd throw something on the stew pot and then everybody would eat it. That became cioppino. So it's a big bowl of, you got whole clams and razor.
What was that big old thing you opened? Rob has changed him. He doesn't eat super beans. Right? What was that big old thing you opened? The first thing you opened, what does that consider?
I think those were razor clams.
It was huge and it was smoking hot when you opened it.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
How big was whatever it was you got out of there?
That part, no, that was the body of a crab.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, the legs had been cracked off and the body had been boiled.
Because one of them looked like a shell.
It was really kind of a letdown because they had boiled everything. I think the bone was more for the soup flavor than anything else. So no, that was extraordinary. And then we went to a place that was actually a recommendation from a listener. Which I would like to give credit to whoever it was, because Minix was the one this is actually Minix and I's second time to go there. We wanted to take you guys
already.
We went over the summer, and so one of the listeners says, "Go try this place, Old Tony's. It's in Redondo Beach."
I wonder who it was. Give me the props.
It's one of those kind of a touristy place, but they back it up with good food. I mean, the seafood was really good.
Someone said, I got y'all smoking cigars yet. Rob didn't smoke one. What is this? He got to smoke tomorrow.
Yeah.
Actually, Joe.
We were pleasantly surprised with
Joe. Joe pulled out some heavy hitters on me last night. Joe hit me with a $20 Davidoff that was amazing. I had a $20. Jason smoked one.
Yes, he did.
Joe smoked one. We all chilling on the front patio. One of the kids came by when y'all went in.
Oh, yeah?
And he's like, dude, what do y'all do with it? And I start telling him what we do. He's like, I'm leaving my radio show. I do an hour.
Oh, nice.
I do an hour radio on the station. Like, where are you? Like, he was picking my brain. I'm just like, damn, man.
Did he say that he lived there?
Yeah, he lived in the back.
To their credit, first of all, I've never been around a college campus with fewer bars.
Yeah, there's no bars around.
Because one of the traditions we've always had is we find a dive bar and make it our own. Every night we close the night out at a dive bar.
Right.
And you'd have thought, being in a college area, although it is South Central, there would be kind of a hangout where we wouldn't be completely out of place.
Right.
I don't want to go to a college bar.
I'm not going.
I don't want to look like the dad that's in town.
That's weird and creepy.
But I do want to find a kind of a chill place. So we were asking the students, the USC students that live in the back, like, where's their bar? And he named one. He goes, yeah, but they close at 10.
Yeah.
What kind of a bar would you call that?
And then I think it was Jason that said, when your parents come in town, where do they go? And he told us.
He named someplace else, but there's not a college bar around the USC campus, which I got an issue with that. That tells me a lot about the school. I mean, consider that. They don't have a bar.
But a good day, considering we stayed in. It was a good evening.
But the speed of the radio rows are going to pick up today. You'll sense a bit of repetition. I mean, a sense of speed. You'll see volume. And for those of you watching live on StreamYard, morning early birds sound off for us.
Early birds?
You'll see a lot more activity behind us.
See, that's the DLP, South Central. That's not happening. See, a lot of people, if you pay attention to what you see on television, you will get a false interpretation of not all of South Central is bad, just like not all of whatever side of town is supposed to be the worst side of town in your city is bad. It's like, it's family, but I see a bunch of families walk around, and there's a bunch of USC kids skateboarding through. Like, they don't show you on Boys in the Hood that there's 17 USC students that you're going to see throughout the day on scooters and skateboards just chilling, living life. They weren't chilling with Doughboy. You didn't see that side of South Central, DLP. So it's not all like that, man. That's why TV can corrupt your mind. What's up, Karl?
It's a different place than what it was in the 20th century.
See how he threw in 20th century?
Well, the 1900s.
Did you see how he threw that in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the world has changed a bit.
Yeah, it's changed.
Since
everything is gentrified.
Let's get you caught up on the headlines. Karl and I need them. We've been running around. It's called the 411 and the 210. Let's do it.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
Number 1, Auburn Tigers men's basketball stunned by Arkansas Razorbacks in overtime and end a 19-game winning streak. College basketball will likely have a new number 1 team next week in front of a record crowd at Bud Walton Arena on Tuesday night in Fayetteville. Arkansas defeated Number 1, Auburn, 80-76 in overtime, snapping the Tigers' 19-game winning streak. It was a top-ranked Auburn's first loss since double overtime to UConn November 24th. The victory was especially sweet for the Razorbacks, who said afterwards they took exception to the Tigers dancing on their logo during pregame warmups.
You know, the way that game ended, like, because aren't you supposed to run the clock out? You're not supposed to go dunk, hang on the rim, and then very exciting. I didn't see the game, but I saw the highlights, and the way it ended was exciting / disrespectful. What's up, Karl?
In the 19th century, you don't dunk at the end of the game. In 2022, you can do that all day if you defeat number 1.
You know, Karl, there's certain traditions I will not allow to be broken. And when you're up and the clock is running out, you dribble the clock out, unless you want to fight.
They almost got into a fight. The guy was trying to chase him down for a block, but he got saved by the kids charging the court.
But first of all, you got to know Musselman, the head coach at Arkansas.
Okay,
that was deliberate.
See, I don't know anything about him. I remember he was the Kings coach. He was some Golden
He's a
State.
hardcore coach, man.
Oh, okay.
That was deliberate. They were setting a tone. They were letting people know that was for his team. Let's go get another one. They will talk good sportsmanship, but when you got Auburn down on a 19-game win streak, you got number 1 with your foot on the throat. Go dunk the ball and celebrate a little bit.
With the clock running down?
I'm just saying. That's a Musselman thing to do. Coach K, no, he wouldn't do that.
That's a Bush League thing to do.
It's a little Bush League. It is, but that's what they did. And a little shout out to San Antonio's own Stanley Amude. Went to Warren, went to South Dakota, transfer, one of those grad transfers, senior transfers to Arkansas, has really made a difference with that basketball team. San Antonio kid that has done quite well. He's one of those reasons Arkansas has beat Auburn last. I think had 9 points.
Again, maybe I'm being old school because I don't mind baseball guys celebrating a little. And there's
a bat flip.
Yeah, I don't mind them celebrating, so I guess I can't be mad. I can't pick and choose when to be old school.
Dude, I agree with you, but I hate when we get to this because there is always the defense is, you don't like it, stop it. Last I checked, the game goes 40 minutes.
If this were in the NBA and it were a 19-game winning streak by, say, the Warriors and the Pelicans defeat them and Brandon Ingram decides to do a dunk like that, probably a different story. But this is college. This is the highlight of these kids' lives. They will never forget when they knocked off number 1.
You beat the number 1 team in the country? You're right. It's a little Bush, but I think at the end of the day,
maybe I'll be an old man in the rocking chair.
I mean, Texas rushed the court against the Kansas team that lost last week.
Yeah, but first of all, Texas isn't a basketball school, so it's not beneath them to rush the court. I have a problem.
Auburn is?
I have a problem when Arkansas is not a basketball. No, I don't have a problem with it. Like if Kentucky, Duke, the powerhouses, the real powerhouses, or Kansas, when those guys rush the court, that's when I'm like, come on. But Texas, they stink at basketball. Rush the court.
Well, you get the number 1 team in the country at home. Bud Walton Arena can turn up the volume.
Razorbacks had every right to rush the court,
but the last minute bucket. Let's not.
Okay, let's leave it alone.
That.
Okay.
I mean, seriously. And
good win.
The good news is Auburn gets them again. They will play again
in Auburn,
and that picture, that dunk, will be replayed many times. I can assure you. Moving on.
Headline 1.
With Bradley Beal out for the season, Washington Wizards talk long-term plans with agent, sources say. The Wizards guard Bradley Beal will undergo season-ending surgery on his left wrist, and his agent Mark Bartelstein of Property Sports met with owner Ted Lenosis and general manager Tommy Shepard on Monday to discuss the 3-time All-Star's future and franchise plans constructing a roster, sources told ESPN. The conversation, which included reaching a consensus on Beal's ultimate decision to repair a torn, I am not going to try and pronounce that ligament, will start to shape Beal's decision on his future with the organization. Beal holds a $36.4 million player option for next season and could sign a new deal to remain with the Wizards for as much as $245 million over 5 years.
So what? I thought he already signed. What's his current deal? When is his deal even up?
He can opt out of a $36.4 million and go into free agency this summer.
I feel like Bill shouldn't let them guilt him into staying there. Hey, don't let them guilt you into it, man. This whole loyalty thing is a sham. It's a sham. Loyalty is a sham. This isn't the 19th century.
But the loyalty can get you $245 million.
I think DC got state tax, Karl. I think it's about 120.
Okay.
No, if you were
Get out of there, Brad.
Do you
Get out
believe
of there.
the Wizards? I guess they're going to offer it. It's perfunctory. You can't let Bradley Beal go.
Because you're never going to get a free agent.
Right.
You have to offer him.
But you think DC could be a destination. I don't know why it hadn't been. I think it's just a situation that they've got to. But I'm not sure. I agree with you. I think Beal needs to change his scenery because
he tried. He's tried. It didn't work.
For whatever reason, he's the best basketball player that nobody talks about.
No,
I mean he is that good. And
there is 2 nationally televised games.
Yes,
you don't see him unless you're a diehard and you got the league pass.
So it would be good for the league to pry him out of there. At least the NBA would get a face that I think we need to see more Bradley Beal. He's good.
But you're not even close to Brooklyn. You're not close to Philly. You ain't close to the Bucks. Hell, now the Cavs have passed you. The Bulls have passed you. So, well, I mean, what are we doing here?
If you had the opportunity to chase a free agent guard,
okay,
and Harden's available, and
Okay.
Beal is available, and both healthy. I know Beal's going to have a question about his wrist, but at the end of the day, he'll get better. Who would you take?
Harden, impact.
Immediate.
I don't feel like Bill. I feel like Bill is a great scorer, but I don't feel I don't feel Bill is one of those guys where I'm like losing sleep over it. Like, okay, he got 30, but he didn't go to the line 16 times. On top of that, he didn't get 16 because like Harden will give you 37, but also give you 12 assists.
No, I'm
what I mean?
disagreeing.
So I would probably go Harden.
I probably would too, but I would take Beal if I got him for a little bit less.
Yeah, I mean, I love Bill. I'll take him on my team.
I'm just throwing out the fact that
impact ain't the same.
I don't think Beal would be a good Spur. But as a Spur fan, I would love to have him. I don't think I would want to spend the money that it would take to go get a Bradley Beal. I'm not sure he's the answer to the problem. He's an answer. We'd get a lot better, but.
So, Frank about this, how many times we got to see Harden choke? We don't even get to see Bill choke. He don't get there. you know what I'm saying? Like, people are like, well, how many times you got to see him choke? At least he's there. He was up 3-2 on the Kevin Durant Warriors, and Chris Paul tore his hamstring, Frank. It's too early. I will get Rob Thompson on you real quick. You got to make it to the playoffs and get deep into the playoffs to choke. Bill don't even get there in the East. Him and Russell Westbrook didn't even get in the play-in game. They lost in the play-in game, got ran out the gym.
That should have worked.
It's Harden.
That Wizard.
It's not even close.
That Wizard backcourt should have worked. If they could have just had John Wall complete. You had Wall, Beal.
And guess what? They were better when Westbrook left.
I know.
It's starting to become a theme.
That is one of the themes of the NBA, man. You think it'll work.
LeBron at home telling his wife, like, babe, I can't believe Russ is my guy. We smoking cigars. That's my guy. I can't win with this guy, babe.
No one can.
I can imagine the pillow talk that's going on between Mr. and Mrs. James. It's got to be phenomenal. I would love to be there.
All the way out here. The only title you win is in Florida. Moving on.
Headline 0.
This is something that we teased but never got to yesterday, but Major League Baseball stops testing its players for steroids after nearly 20 years, a report says. Major League Baseball has stopped testing players for steroids for the first time in nearly 20 years due to the expiration of the sports drug agreement. Two people familiar with the sports joint drug program told the Associated Press. The people spoke on the condition of anonymity Monday because no public announcement was made. The halt in testing is a casualty of the sports lockout that started December 2nd, a provision in the joint drug agreement between MLB and the Players Association that states the termination date and time of program shall be 11:59 p.m. Eastern on December 1st, 2021. It should be major concern to all of those who value fair play, Travis Tigar, Chief Executive Officer of the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, said Monday.
So is this something that so right now then I test nobody's even working.
So is it going to come back?
Yeah, that's
It
what I
has
feel
to
like.
come back as soon as the lockouts ends.
So right now, of course you're not testing right now. Right?
Well,
I'm confused. I don't know what this means.
It means that people can juice right now, and if they can get it out of their system by the time the lockout's over, it's gained opportunity.
So,
Oh,
but the assumption, if it's going to come back, does the deal need to be renegotiated? Do they need to come up with a new deal, or they just want to put the old deal back in place?
no, they need a new steroid deal.
So the new steroid deal, with the expiration, there's a couple ways you could take this, because I think baseball has reached this kind of critical point of who are we and who do we want to be with the recent Hall of Fame vote. When you've got the greatest at a couple of positions that are just not in a situation to be voted in. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with bonds and
Yeah, I think this is just one of those halted.
so
things.
that's what
It's just
because
halted.
there's a backdoor opportunity here for Major League Baseball to go, we're not going to test for it, at least not now.
I'm not going to show up to your door while we're locked out.
Right. Well, no, you can't. But at the same time, this is one of those things that can very quietly go away.
No,
You notice there was no Major League Baseball announcement. Nobody came out and said anything other than, well, it's just kind of dying.
I'd be
PEDs
shocked.
are going to be tested for.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that they won't.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Once they get back to actually playing, they will test.
But if they could find now there's just no way.
Yeah, you can't sell your soul that bad.
They're not gonna
Baseball's
do
not that much trouble. They're not in 94, 95 trouble to where they need to allow steroids. Like where they were when they allowed it, they were in a dark, sunken place. They're not right there right now.
We're not?
No, not even close.
Okay.
Not even close.
How
No.
far are we?
We still got a Buc-ee's about 60 miles down the road. We still got a ways to go before we get back to the dark days.
I don't think.
baseball.
Yeah, my perception of baseball isn't dark. It's just become secondary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't sit around like, oh, who won tonight? But with Tony and Mookie Betts and Trout and the Braves and the Dodgers, like, no, they're in a good place still.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Moving on.
I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Okay.
When we get back, Spurs get back into action tonight. They're up in Cleveland facing a team that rolled into San Antonio and took care of them. And we will get to see a brand new shiny Karis LeVert as they just completed the deal. We'll see him start his Cleveland Cavalier career. We'll also look around the NBA for trades that have occurred and look forward to some that we hope that do occur. At 7:45, we will give you the price tag of a Shaq party, and there ain't no party like a Shaq party.
There really isn't, though, Rob. Have you ever been to a Shaq party? You've done a lot of things in this business. You ever been to a Shaq party?
I have been to a party that Shaq DJ'd.
So he takes this DJ thing serious.
He's one of the best EDM DJs there is.
Karl.
I don't know what that means, but
you know what?
I bet you he's getting 25,000 a show at least.
More than that. Just because off of his presence alone,
yeah,
he getting 25 to walk in the door. Now the DJ is probably another 50.
I think he played at Lollapalooza in Atlanta.
I believe he did.
He does. He's been like, since he's not a rapper anymore, he's transitioned to an EDM artist. So he sort of has his vocals on what is eventually a bass drop.
Got you.
Nothing's been, since Fushnikins. Shaq's never been the same.
Shaq went platinum.
That don't mean nothing. That's like saying.
I'm just telling you,
that's
Shaq
like
went platinum. Shaq had a song with Biggie.
Yes.
Don't get now. Let Shaq's resume is nice on the mic now.
Well,
okay. I mean, because you got to remember who he's up against. He's up against Kobe, and God bless the dead. Everybody knows I'm a Kobe groupie. Wasn't so good. Yeah. AI, not so good.
No. But he's as good as Shaq was.
Tony,
or is.
He was better than Tony Parker's album.
Well, Tony did it in 2 languages at least. Let's not get on La Máquina.
Dude, when I saw Tony's album next to the Tortillas, I knew his career was over. I saw Tony Parker's album right next to the Tortillas. It said, if you buy this package of tortillas, you get Tony's album for free. I'm making that up, but it was funny.
See, the problem was he kept trying to make it with the corn tortillas. When we get back, we're going to talk some Spurs. We're going to look around the trade deadline. We're going to get a price list, and Anita Marks is going to join us at 8 o'clock. We'll look at from the Daily Wager there on ESPN. We're going to look at the props and look at where you can make some money. We're going to have some fun today, so you might as well settle in and enjoy it. You're on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You need to consider when you think about selling your car. I'm going to go through a couple of them, and this way, you know what you need to be looking for when you start looking around and shopping. Like, hey, where's somewhere I can sell my car? One, easy online uploading. Offers in-home pickup. Offers same-day payment. You text with a real person. No pressure environment. Easily text photos and info. 20-minute inspections. Real people, real offers. San Antonio-based companies. There's only one place that checks all those boxes, and that's Carzeus. And again, that's not something that's made up. That's something that anybody that's in this business, those are all the checklists that you have to go down. I don't care what the name of your company is. And Carzeus checks every last one of those boxes that I just named. So if you're in the business or you know somebody in business and trying to get in the business of trying to sell their vehicle, you need to send them to Carzeus. That's carzeus.com. Like I said, easy online uploading. And again, I don't even realize this. They offer the in-home pickup. So, you don't really want to get out or something's wrong with you. You're going through something. You tore your Achilles. You can't drive. They offer you in-home pickup. They check a whole lot of boxes. They have 5-star ratings across the board. And they have a great referral program where you go to carzeus.com/referral. If your referral gets their vehicle bought by Carzeus, you both get $250 in Amazon money. So go down that checklist, do your homework, and you'll see that Carzeus checks all those boxes for you, and that's the place you want to be. And again, it's a San Antonio-based company. Keep your money local. It keeps your city moving. So go and check them out for yourself. That's carzeus.com. That's carzeus.com.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at H-E-B.
Two Texas NBA teams were in action last night. The New Orleans Pelicans, hot off their trade for C.J. McCollum, picked up a win over the Houston Rockets, 110-97. 6 Pelicans scored in double figures to lead New Orleans, while Kevin Porter Jr. was the only bright spot for Houston, putting up 27 points in the defeat. In Dallas, the Mavericks easily handled the Pistons 116-86. Luka Doncic had 33 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds to give Dallas the win. Both teams will not be back on the hardwood until after the NBA trade deadline on Thursday. And tonight, after 4 days off, the San Antonio Spurs kick off their annual rodeo road trip. The first of 8 straight road games has San Antonio in Cleveland for a 6 p.m. tip-off against the Cavaliers. Josh Primo was recalled from Austin yesterday and will be joining the San Antonio Spurs for the start of the road trip. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
When others treat your fries as an afterthought, all you're left with are cold, soggy fries. That's why Wendy's new fries are ones you won't forget, guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. We're talking natural cut, skin-on fries, perfectly seasoned with a hint of sea salt. In fact, they're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. These are fries so hot and crispy, they beg a new question.
What would you like with your fries?
Try them today, only at Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, taste preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, don't assume that steroid shots, pain pills, and surgery are your only options. You can now get real, lasting, life-changing relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using biologic therapies to repair damaged tissue in your aching joints. The success rate is staggering. People with knee and back pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, they're moving again, enjoying life again, with help from QC Kinetics. This advanced, unique treatment protocol uses natural biologic agents, mostly from your own body. These powerful, highly concentrated growth factors are put directly into your affected joints, going to work to soothe the inflammation and restore damaged tissue. A truly regenerative treatment with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Finally, a new, different, highly successful approach to dealing with joint pain. Is it time you got a second opinion? Call QC Kinetics now at 210-571-0318 and wake up to a life without pain. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills.
College basketball season is heating up, which means it's time for the Wendy's Wooden Watch. In 2002, I was honored to have received the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. This year, players like Chet Holmgren, Jaden Ivey, Nalissa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston are all vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2022 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year Award is presented by Wendy's.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. On the card only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery.
No one covers the Bengals and Rams more than a little sports station down in San Antonio, Texas. Always have San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Oh, baby. Know that I happen.
Oh, just let that wash over you. Love and happiness. They're coming to the show itself is coming to the Alamo Dome Saturday night, February the 12th. And what a great Valentine's show it will be. It always is. Anthony Hamilton headlines. Bobby Brown and Kate Michelle will be there. You want to go? Get on those Kia Boston Bacon phone lines right now. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Caller number 4. Go see the show on us. You still want tickets, didn't win them today, you can go buy them at Ticketmaster.com. When we come back, let's talk. I got a couple things to get into. Big deals yesterday in this NBA world. We've talked a little bit about Sacramento, Indiana. Portland began their semi kind of build around Damian rebuild, and we don't know what the heck's New Orleans doing. Let's look at the NBA and the Spurs next. Hang around with us. R&R in the Morning continues here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. You know, last night as all the guys headed out to have ourselves a fine meal down on the Redondo Beach Pier. You can all sit down and enjoy a nice seafood meal. It's comforting to know that you can take a step outside of what would be considered a diet. When you're with the Institute for Functional Health and Dr. Jacob Torres, a diet is really not the word he focuses on. It is a healthy lifestyle that involves weight loss. Now, certainly when you get on a weight loss program, you're going to give some stuff up. I'm not going to kid you. But what you gain is the health and really a well-being that you didn't think you could get again, especially for a guy like me that is a little bit older. Used to blame everything on age. What I was eating, I was just getting old, right? Well, if you've come to the point in your life where doctors are telling you not only do you need to watch your weight, but it's becoming a medical issue. Your numbers getting high, nearly diabetic, hypertensive, all those things. We're not even going to get into the sore joints you have, your ankles and your knees and your bad back. We're not going to even get into your inability to sleep because you're overweight and you're snoring all night long. We'll get into the fact that you just start feeling better, or you just want to live a little bit longer life. And that's what Dr. Torres understands. We all want to live a better life, but how many of us are willing to take that step? Well, he's there to coach. He's there to chide when you need to, but he is there to mentor and offer you medically based weight loss programs. And really, that's what I want. So I want you to go to IFFhealth.com. That is their website. They've got a variety of tests and some questions for you, and they'll answer some. Well, at least you'll start to understand where you are in your weight loss situation. I want you to call him. It's easy. He'll sit down and talk with you however you'd like. He can explain it far better than I can. I want you to call him. The number's 210-646-1982. 210-646-1982. Their office is down on Ashby. Beautiful place you can go down there. Look, if it's time for you to lose weight, go ahead and do it the right way. Don't get on a yo-yo plan. Go on a program that is made specifically and only for you, overseen by medical professionals. It's the Institute for Functional Health. It is in the name. You will be functionally healthy and feel better than you ever have in years. Call Dr. Torres, meet with him, get to know the great people, and I'll tell you what, I am sure you'll thank me later.
The Bengals and the Rams are headed to L.A. for the big game. We've got you covered all week long, live from Los Angeles. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
Got a party of 10 coming in. We need to flip those 2 tables.
Leah's restaurant is fully booked night after night.
Section 3 is still behind.
She no longer has reservations about finally finding a hostess.
Why doesn't 23 have menus? Oh, those are in my hand.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
The Rams, the Bengals, 4 quarters away from a championship. Who will raise Lombardi's trophy? Don't miss a minute all week from LA. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is Joe Reiniger on your home for everything that matters in sports. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R in the morning. Your San Antonio Sports Star, AA Best Bail Bonds big game coverage is brought to you, of course, by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Going to be a good day around table number 21 here at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
How cool is that they gave us table 21, Karl? Like, they knew what table to give us, San Antonio boys.
Well, the reason we know that it's table 21, for all of you early birds, I want you to look very closely at your screen, because yesterday we were having some internet issues and dealing with the technical, their help desk and all that kind of stuff. And I get on the phone with a lovely lady named Daniela.
She's trying her hardest, bless her heart.
No, she wasn't.
Oh.
And no, she wasn't. The reason I was talking to her on the phone, because she wasn't even on premises, but we won't get there. So she was asking me what table I was on. Well, for those of you that have watched our StreamYards, there's, I don't know, 500 tables in here. I wouldn't say 500, but there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
A lot.
200 tables.
Yeah.
What table am I on? What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm in the lower right quadrant. What are you talking about? What table am I on? Right. So it's on your table. Where? So it's not on my table. I'm looking around. There's no table numbers anywhere. It's amazing that I even found it. So all you StreamYarders, I want to show you. So this is what it has, our name on the table. It says KZDC AM San Antonio, Texas. And then if you look really close, right down
That's
here,
where it
way
tells
on
you
the
what table
bottom
you
in
are.
like 2-point
That's
print.
terrible.
That's where it says table 21. So this is the page. This is table 21. Great radio, but if it's audio, you'll understand my frustration when she says it's written on the table, and it is the smallest type you can have there. Good news is it's fixed.
Yeah, it is.
At least we think it is. All right, so the NBA trade deadline is rapidly approaching. The Spurs are hitting their traditional rodeo road trip. NBA, they scheduled it right. We're going to get the Super Bowl. We're going to get that done, and the NBA is starting to get a little interesting, at least for Spurs fans, because now is the traditional time for them to round into form, and at the same time maybe make a move. A couple moves made yesterday.
You talking about trade move?
Trade move,
Okay, I didn't know
rodeo
what you were
road
talking
trip.
about.
I mean, this is
Okay,
the time when
Go
Pop,
ahead.
you always feel like Pop uses the first 4 months of the season to get ready for this. And this is the last couple. The road trip is we're going to put the icing on top of the cake. And when we come home, this will be the dessert. It might not be a good dessert, but this is all we got. So here we sit. We see Portland finally make a move.
I don't know what it was.
They sent C.J. McCollum.
No, I mean, I know who it was for, but I'm like, okay, is this the rebuild mode? I'm confused.
I'm a bit confused, too, because it feels like they're trying to go one step back, 2 step forward, or something like that. Obviously,
like
they're
that
not
too.
done.
Right.
They're probably done for this year.
Yeah.
But they've got some salary cap space. But when you look at what
was the trade after all, though, for those that didn't know?
It was, let me dig it up here. I was actually looking at the Sacramento Kings, Indiana Pacers deal. The trade was, Karl, help me out here.
C.J. McCollum.
It was a lot of players.
Yeah.
I know Larry Nance Jr. got over there.
There.
They got the 2022 New Orleans first round pick, but it's only top 5. It's only top 4 protected. So if it's
what
not,
does that mean to the?
It's so if it's 4 through 14,
Here it is. Yeah.
Portland gets the 2022 pick from New Orleans. If it's 4 or less, it stays in New Orleans. And if it's if it's above 14, like not a lottery pick, if the Pelicans make the playoffs, it conveys to the Hornets.
See,
yeah, you'll just have to tell me when it actually has to happen. The Pels sent the Hart, Nickel Alexander-Walker, first-round pick, more for Larry Nance Jr., Tony Snell are heading to New Orleans.
And CJ.
And CJ, yeah, and CJ, of course. I don't know what they're doing either.
Who, the Pelicans?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't get rid of much. And they had a CJ. They're a better team today.
I think so. I think that's fair. CJ is a legit he's a legit scorer.
Have we just decided that Zion is just not going to play this year?
Why would you? At this point, I mean, I don't want to risk him. First of all, maybe he's somewhere getting in the best shape of his life.
We heard Portland, right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Zeke escaped to Cabo and came back with abs. Or I forget where it was. It was somewhere.
It was Cabo.
So maybe Zion's somewhere getting in the best shape of his life, and they're going to roll him out there. I mean, you still have a business to run, and Zion does sell tickets. So maybe they are going to bring him back.
So
I don't know what their plans are.
I don't know. I'd just like to see a thin Zion playing. That's all I want. Now, the Kings and the Pacers, this was a big-time deal. And I don't think anybody's surprised that the Kings and the Pacers are making a deal, and probably not surprised that they're making a deal together. But it just seemed like they traded headaches for headaches. So I'm not sure how it all works out. So here's what came. Domantas Sabonis and Tyrese Halliburton, among other pieces in the Sabonis deal. Sabonis, a 2-time All-Star. Let's see who are the guys that are involved in here. It feels like Sabonis, Halliburton go for Hield.
No, Halliburton and Hield go
Halliburton
for Sabonis.
and Hield go for Sabonis, and
there's some other guys.
Yeah, I'm filling this one out. The Kings, what are they doing?
Well, Buddy's been wanting out. I was kind of shocked on Halliburton. I thought they were in love with Halliburton. I still don't know what's going on with the big man from Duke. I thought for sure if they'd been a deal, he would be a Marvin Bagley. I thought for sure he'd be a part of it. I don't know if they just plan on making him suffer or what the deal is there, but I know Buddy's been wanting out.
That's
Buddy's
a head
supposed
scratcher.
to be a Laker. The Lakers messed that up. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay, go.
So we're waiting on Ben Simmons. Looks like James Harden might be a summer thing.
Yeah, James Harden and Ben Simmons both feel like, to me, guys, that's not going to happen till the summer.
And Beal might have been talked about, but since he's going into surgery, I think that's completely done. Spurs hit the road. We'll have Carolina Teague join us at 8:30. Shoot-around will begin promptly then as we look forward to a Cavalier game as the Cavs have added a Karis LeVert. That's a good young team. I'm excited to see what they do and see if the Spurs can start the rodeo road trip right. Coming back, Anita Marks is going to join us from the Daily Wager as we talk the Super Bowl and all the ways you can make some money. Hold on tight. Lots to get into. You're on R&R in the Morning. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
If you are an entrepreneur or you're self-employed, I'm trying to hook you up right now. You can get a free business bank account at nearside.com. 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 No hidden fees, just really, truly free. Nearside debit cards pay you back 2.2% in 2022. That's on everything you buy for taking care of business. So that's 2.2% back on if you need, like Rob also, he came down here and said he wants a printer. So if you need a printer, you need a ladder because you need to get up on people's roofs. You got a roofing company. You need work shoes because you need, work boots for, if you're working outside, if you need a lawnmower because you got a landscaping company, gas, your propane. They're going to give you 2.2% back on what you use toward the business. You can't beat that. And it's free to sign up. Just go to nearside.com/free. So all my entrepreneurs out there, all my self-employed people out there, it's worth the look. As I always tell y'all every time I'm trying to get you something, it's worth the look. Go to nearside.com/free and get your 2.2% back on all your needs. That's nearside.com, NEARSIDE.com.
San Antonio Sports Star is headed to LA. Get the latest news, moves, analysis, and world-class roster of guests all week leading up to the game.
To the next episode.
R&R in the Morning, halftime, and the Blitz all live from Los Angeles.
Joining us now, the Moose, Daryl Johnston. We get to talk to Michael Earp. Marcus Ware joining us now.
Don't miss a minute all week long. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Chia Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor today. You may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. And for the past 27 years, I have represented people in our community who have been injured because of negligent drivers of cars, 18-wheelers, and company vehicles. I really want you to know that if you're involved in a collision, you need to contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. All you may know about an insurance company is what you see on television. If you have ever been forced to make a claim after being injured in an auto collision, there are no jokes, no geckos, no cavemen, no professional athlete endorsers. Just you against a giant insurance company that is represented by skilled adjusters and attorneys who have one job: pay as little as possible. If you've been injured in a collision, please contact an experienced attorney as soon as possible after the collision. I, of course, want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com. That's all one word, alawyerforus.com.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired their personal trainer as a caterer.
All right, folks, let's keep this line moving. You there with the tongs. Picking up one Duchess potato at a time will not cut it at my catering table. Drop and give me 50.
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Okay, this is what we call the wild mushroom and asparagus dip, and press. Come on, let's get those plates above your heads.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
CSX, a growing Fortune 500 logistics company, has immediate openings for freight train conductors. If you're looking for a rewarding career offering paid training at nearly $25 per hour, competitive benefits, and you share a passion for great service, apply today at csx.com/careers. That's csx.com/careers. CSX, committed to supporting military and veteran families and their communities. CSX is an equal opportunity employer.
Is your job leaving you just over broke and out of hope? Maybe this is your year to get into IT. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You can start your new life in months, not years. Best of all, we've slashed tuition, and financial aid is available to those who qualify. Attend classes day or night, live online from the comfort of your home. Go to My Computer Career and fill out the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Heard you're buying a car. I brought my calculator.
Dad, I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly, instead of all that.
You know those things impact your credit score.
Didn't impact my credit score, Dad. Now I'm going to the dealership for a test drive and to make the purchase.
Sounds too easy.
No, it's just easy. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the Morning, live from Los Angeles, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
This is R&R in the Morning. You lucky devils are listening to our live Radio Row coverage. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Karl in the mothership, driving us till 10 o'clock. We all are opening up our wallet. We're reading the paper every day. We're watching the line. Let's talk some how we're going to have real fun this weekend. We are joined by one of the best. Anita Marks joins us from the Daily Wedge. You're a sports betting fantasy football analyst with ESPN, does radio work as well. It's a pleasure to have you aboard. Welcome on, Anita. How's your morning going?
It's great. It's a little chilly here in New York, but I wish I was on Radio Row. I was on Radio Row with you guys in Los Angeles. I mean, damn, who's got it better than you guys right now?
Well, you know what? We just left New York actually for Army Navy, and it was my first time out there. And you got it pretty nice out there, Anita. It may be a little chilly, but New York is nice as well.
Listen. So I'm originally from Miami, Florida, born and raised.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, my dad played for the U. It's a Canes thing. You wouldn't understand, but I get asked all the time. What are you doing here? Are you from Miami? Why are you up here? And listen, I've been up here in the Northeast now for over 10 years. There's nothing like it. You're absolutely right. There's nothing like. I always tell people you've got to live in New York for at least a year. Quit whatever you're doing. Come to New York City. Become a bartender. Live on someone's couch for a year, and then start your life. I always tell people that there's nothing like New York City.
Anita, you know what? We're going to get to this, but I got to tell you this. I went to Miami in 2010, and my bank account still hasn't recovered. You got to do something about those prices down there. It was like $30 for a crown and water, Anita. I can't even get a crown for under $30.
What do you think you're paying? You're paying $15 for a coffee here in New York City. You're complaining about Miami prices. I mean, guys, come on. What are you talking about?
frying pan and fire, man. It's the same thing. Anita Marks,
true.
Our insider. She, of course, you catch her with a daily wager on the regular. She's also got great fantasy football advice. I won my league thanks to some of the help from Anita. Now, I saw something earlier this week that the expected handle or the total gambling take across the country for the Super Bowl is, I don't know what the number is, but it's ever expanding. What is it, 31 billion or something?
Over 30, over 30. Yep, it's unbelievable. And here's another thing. New York just joined the party like 2 weeks ago. Okay,
right.
I mean, they were. Let's be honest. As great as New York City is, like they were 2,000 and late to the gambling party. They just joined it. Their first week, 50% of their gamblers were first-time gamblers, guys. Like, marinate that for a minute. Like, can you imagine?
Wow.
I equate gambling to working out. The people who they make that New Year's resolution. They want to go to the gym. They go to the gym, but it's intimidating because they really don't know what they're doing. What exercises, workout, what muscle group. That's kind of what gambling's like. So,
that's a great analogy.
Well, Anita,
should be like a gambling 101.
There should be, and I'm so glad that you answered the question the way that you did, because you've been part of this industry as far as we're coming to you from Texas. We're still in the Stone Ages. I mean, we're far behind so we congratulate you New Yorkers for being able to go do that. Absolutely. We're having to use VPNs and go hide out. Mattress Mac has to drive to Louisiana on the other side of the river to drop a $4.5 million Caesars bet. We just can't do that here. But as your role is unique because you're talking to those of us that play the lines, and then you're talking to this vast majority of people that are making their first bet. That are really trying to understand what's prop and how am I going to parlay and how do I do all of this? How do you see you defining your role when you're having to deal with these disparate degenerates? I don't want to say that because I fall into that category, into the complete novice.
I mean, it's a great question because you're communicating to two different kinds of people, right? Like, in one language, I can talk about parlays. I could talk about how I'm going to buy points down. I could talk about how I like this teaser. And I could talk about when do you tease a game? Where's the advantage in regard to teasing? Like, for example, I'm going to tease the Cincinnati Bengals up to 10.5, right? It's you're talking a certain language to a certain percentage of people. But that I'm talking over somebody's head for first time gamblers. Listen, it's interesting. Like, I consider myself, I spend the majority of my time with very smart people. I pride myself on having probably the smartest group of friends. A lot of them went to Cornell, Michigan, and they don't get favored by 3. Like they come to my house to watch football, and I'm like, all right, guys, you want me to put some money on the game for you? The Giants are 7-point dogs. They're like, what does that mean? Right. I'm like, well, the game starts off, and the Giants already have a touchdown. But I don't understand. So when they in the game, then what do can they lose by, or they have to win by? And I'm talking, and these are conversations with Ivy League people. So again, I just want the first-time gamblers out there to know, if you don't understand it, you haven't been in this space, as we like to call it. You're not comfortable in it. That's normal. Don't be intimidated. It's normal. It's going to take a minute to get used to the language, the verbiage, the jargon, and understanding how to bet wisely.
Yeah, this is what I want to ask. Going back to last year with Tampa, Tampa's in Tampa. This year you got the Rams in LA. As far as what you can see, the line makers, because first of all, the tickets, I don't know who's buying these tickets. I don't think they're regular fans. These are the ticket prices are crazy. But from what you see, are the line makers making this like a home game for the Rams? How do they do that with going back to Tampa? And then this year, how are they making these lines go? Or is it just a neutral site line?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Let's be honest. Does the Rams organization have a home field? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know how much time you've spent in LA, but when the 49ers played, the fan base was 70% 49ers. Like LA is such a transient city. You probably have more Cowboy fans and Pittsburgh Steelers fans living in, and even Raiders fans living in LA than you do Rams fans. So in regard to the odds makers and how they establish the line, making the Rams a 4.5 point favorite, I highly doubt that a big factor in that line is home field advantage. I really, because they don't have it. It is what it is in LA. They just don't have it. So, but I like pertaining to the line, I think the value here is with the Bengals. We saw them.
Interesting.
You look at these two teams on paper, and you're automatically like, Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham Jr., Aaron Donald, Von Miller, like these, Jalen Ramsey, like, these big names pop out to you. But guys, Tennessee was the better team. The Bengals beat them. Kansas City was the better team. Cincinnati beat them not once but twice within 30 days. So, it's not always, the team that looks the best on paper. It's the matchup. And it's a lot of intangibles as well. And to me, Cincinnati checks too many boxes for them to be getting 4.5. I think this game is decided by a field goal. I think this game is decided by 3. And so the fact that you can get the Bengals at +4, +4.5, I think that's where the value is in this matchup.
You trying to dig in my pockets now? You got me thinking, Anita. What's the over under on Burrow being sacked 6 times? He's been on his back the whole playoffs. Really? Under?
So wait. I'm gonna one up you right there. I have a bet that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to log more sacks than the Rams.
Ooh.
And you could get that at +310.
I would take that.
Right? At +310? Who would? Here's the thing. After that 9-sack game against Tennessee, the Cincinnati Bengals changed their protection scheme. They play a lot of 11 personnel, and what they're doing now is they're going 2 tight end set instead of 3 wide receivers. Tyler Boyd is playing left. They're bringing in a 2 tight end set. They're having the tight end stay home and help with pass protection, chip blocking. Also, another thing that they're doing is they're playing a lot more Samaje Perine as opposed to Joe Mixon, because Perine is the better pass protector out of the 2 running backs. So they have changed their protection scheme ever since that Tennessee game, first and foremost. Number 2, Joe Burrow is a magician against blitz defenses. You've got a Rams team, they're top 5 in blitz rate. Go back and look at the 2 games that Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals team had against the Baltimore Ravens, who with Wink Martindale was one of the most blitz-happy defenses in the NFL, and Joe Burrow destroyed them. So the combination of better pass protection since the Tennessee game, along with Joe Burrow and how well he does play against aggressive blitz happy defenses.
Wow.
I think Cincinnati's offensive line is going to step up to the challenge. And I think Trey Hendrickson, who I think is what was one of the best off-season acquisitions for the Cincinnati Bengals, gets in and gets his against Matthew Stafford.
Wonderful. Anita Marks, add Anita Marks on Twitter. Make sure you're doing this. Now, I have a question. As we sit today, Wednesday, and we're everybody's starting to open up in whatever service they use and start looking at the lines. For those that are just jumping in, and we know that we want to, wait for the line to be where it's going to be before we make a bet or, have somebody move it. And we know that you're going to be on in San Antonio 10 o'clock on Sunday morning on ESPN2 on the Daily Wager, getting us ready for that. Does it behoove me to lay money today, or is it better for me to wait until Sunday morning and listen to you then?
It's a phenomenal question because you should have laid it a few days ago. Because what happens is, I mean, listen, I'm being honest. As soon as this is early bird gets the worm, especially when it comes to gambling. The line drops.
Yes.
Immediately, you want to put money. You want to put money on a certain line, on a certain prop, because what happens is, as we get closer to game time, more and more bets are going to come in, and the average individual loves the overs. I love the overs as well, but by the time we get to game time, like for example, right now, this is something you want to keep an eye on. Odell Beckham Jr. Right now, his over/under in receptions is at 5.5. I'm staying away from it. I think it is going to land. It could land around 5 or 6 in the game. That's what I got Odell at, right? We know Cooper Kupp's going to be peppered with targets. That's where the mismatch is. And by the way, that's going to be a really good matchup to watch. Mike Hilton, who's the corner, the slot corner for this against Cooper Kupp. So right now, I've got Odell Beckham Jr. around 5 or 6 receptions. That line might jump up to 6.5 because I have my gut telling me that the public is going to start betting me over on Odell Beckham Jr. because there's so much hype around him, especially the last 4 games. If that line jumps to 6.5, jump on the under, guys. Don't even think twice about it.
Wow.
Jump on the under. So to answer your question, you want to jump on lines early, and then as we get so a lot of overs early, and as we get closer to game time, pay attention to where those lines and how those lines are changing. And I'd say more unders game day than overs.
Anita, you know what? You got me wanting to just go Bengals money line. Let's just go big money. Forget the cover.
Oh, I am. Okay, so this is how I'm playing this. I've got the Bengals plus 4.5. I got the Bengals on the money line. I'm going Bengals alternate spread at -2.5, and you can get that at plus 190. I'm teasing the Bengals up to 10.5, and I'm also going to tease the under down to 42.5.
Wow.
And I'm playing the Bengals over 21.5 team total points.
Oh, so we going to Miami. We going to celebrate. We're going. I'll be able to have more than one drink.
The crowds are coming, baby. $32 drinks. That's nothing. That's why you listen to Anita Marks. That's why you need to be dialed in Sunday morning. Of course, Daily Wager going to be on ESPN2 at 10 o'clock. Anita, thank you so much for stopping by. We do appreciate you, man. I'll tell you, you have changed my perspective on this.
No,
I would not have gone that direction. I honestly, it is a Bengals time. We appreciate you, Anita. Thank you for everything.
You got it. Enjoy.
Anita Marks joining us here on the San Antonio Sports Star. Again, follow her on Twitter. Great follow on Twitter, but knowledge right there. But you get inside this bubble, and we are in LA.
And you start to feeling the hype.
You start feeling it, and you start thinking, well, yeah, you're at home, and this is that. And Anita dispelled all of that. Do they have a home field? Well, we saw they didn't against San Francisco. Does the Bengals offensive line, are they capable of keeping Joe Burrow alive, much less on his back? Evidently. There's some things there that she liked. I don't know if I'm that heavy on the Bengals.
But see, this is why I was hesitant to make a choice early in the week, because we're going to talk to a few more people throughout the day tomorrow, Friday. They're going to make great cases for the Rams. So that's our first strong case for the Bengals. And you got to remember, in her line of business, they watch the games totally different than you and I do sitting on the couch. They have to watch tendencies. They have, like she's talking about, you have to realize how good Mixon is for them to we're going to cut him back some because he's not as good in pass protection. So I reserve the right to change my pick at the end of the week by Friday. But that was a strong case for the Bengals. But I'm sure, again, with everybody we're going to talk to, we're going to hear both sides of the fence and why they feel like they should win. But she made a strong case for the Bengals, man.
The public,
and she said she going money line, so that means she telling me she thinks the Bengals going to win outright.
Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and win it. There is that thought, but there's a long way between
because we keep waiting for them to die. Like, Tennessee, no way. Kansas City, no way. Rams, no way. At some point, we keep waiting for them to die, and they're like the Terminators.
But they haven't seen Aaron Donald, Von Miller, I haven't seen that. You can tell me he's a wizard. You can tell me that the blitz does not affect him. He has not had Donald coming from one direction and Miller coming from the other on a very regular basis. And you know, Tennessee, how many times they sack him? 10 times? 9 times?
That's why when I was like, hey.
It didn't matter.
I was like, what's the overall 6 sacks? She said she got the Bengals with more sacks than the Rams. After the way he's been protected. I look.
If that happens, then the money line's right.
She knew her stuff. She knew she had some stats and stuff to back it up. But
if I will tell you this, I feel comfortable in saying if I don't know the score and you hand me the box at the end of the game and I see Cincinnati has more sacks than the Rams, they won. They won. That's all I would need to know. So that justifies her money line.
Because if Joe Burrow's upright, we've seen he picks you apart.
Yes. So I will agree that if they do carry and have more sacks, they will win the football game.
Who has more INTs? Since we're doing this, let's just get all the way in the woods.
I'll be truthful. I think that they'll probably both throw one.
Okay.
But I think Stafford is capable of 2 more.
Well, keep in mind, if the old buddy from San Francisco can catch, if he can catch even a little bit, even a little bit, the dude has hands of stone. It's like he had mittens on. Who knows how that game turns out? He pretty much punted to San Francisco and they dropped it.
It could have happened. So there's still that lingering Staffordness to Matt. There's still that distant, well, not distant, that worry in the back of your mind that if there's a decision to be made, he'll make the wrong one. He's done a good job of separating himself from that. And I think he proved to me personally after about week 3 that it was Detroit, but there's still that lingering doubt. And I think there will always be that until he wins and does it without the mistake. You know, he's going to have to truly be mistake-free for people to put that behind him. And they could still win. He could throw 2 interceptions, and he would still be the Stafford that I remember to me. But he's still in a better place than he was when the season began.
True.
More sacks. Who'd have thought it? Some of the other takeaways there. Fans love the over.
Yeah. She said stay away from it.
Fans love the over because they pull the line.
And get your bet in today, because if you really think Cincinnati has a shot, you got to jump on at 4.5, because by Sunday it could be down to like 2, and that's a huge difference.
Who wins the coin toss?
Oh, don't do this.
We didn't get a chance to get into it. What is the entry level bet for most new gamblers? Is it just the line, the money line, or
it's the line and the over? Because see, a fan is like, look, you can watch football and know football, but not know gambling. So if you know football and you see Joe Burrow, you see Stafford, you see Odell, you see Chase, you're like 45, 50 points. Oh, they're going to score way more than that. It's going to be 38, 31. That's not gambling.
Right.
That's just you just knowing football. You see both teams score, not knowing the game slows down. There's a lot that goes into it. So I think it's line and over under for someone like me that's not used to betting. She was saying some stuff I didn't know what she meant.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to tease at 10.5.
I was like, what?
Why are you making fun of 10.5? I don't do the teaser stuff. That's next level stuff. And that's why I wanted to make sure.
I got to watch her Sunday morning.
And Doug Kazarian is great. He's a great ambassador of the game, of the sport, of gambling. They're very good at taking you down the path that you thought, well, that's for guys that really know what they're doing. And it really, at the end of the day, isn't. You can buffer some issues.
Yeah.
The line at 4, over 27.5.
The over's more than that. Gotta be.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Looking at the Rams.
I was like, what?
The Rams at 27.5.
Because if it's 27.5, I'm going over.
No, 27. The Bengals at 21.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel bad that I didn't hit the line early. That's another takeaway.
She said,
make sure there's
she said you're late.
Yeah. I'm trying to tease your show, Anita. I'm trying to tell you. You should have said you got to wait till 10 o'clock on Sunday, because that's when it really moves.
It's gambling. She knows people take it too serious to play with it.
That's true.
That's how those guys, people that are really serious about it, they don't play around.
Good segment. When we come back, we got basketball on the brain. The Spurs are in Cleveland. Carolina Tiga's going to join us. Shoot-arounds next. You're on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio's Sports Star. ESPN AM 1250, and 103.3 FM.
That's on me, ain't it? Is it me, Case? Is it me, K-Dot?
Let's cheer a little bit.
Let's cheer a little bit. Hey, you got what? Let's tell you, it's Wednesday, you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You got 3 days to get your keg ordered. You know you got your food ready. You got the house, you got cut the yard. You got the house all cleaned up, but you don't have 90 boxes of beer. Go to Texas Cheer Liquor, call them up, get you an 8-gallon keg, get you a 16-gallon keg, and for a small fee, they'll even drop it off to you and come and pick it up. Pay for, you pay a little bit for convenience. They have 4 locations, 2 on Petrenko, 1 at Highway 90 in Montgomery. The 4th is at the Palo Alto exit in Patron Plaza. You need to get there before this weekend. If you're not doing the kegs, go get you a couple bottles. Go see if they have any specials. Go in there, check them out. Again, it's probably going to be a busy weekend, so try to get in there early. They have beer, they have wine, they have liquor, they have cigars. And don't forget, February 17th, Joe and Jason, the Blitz, will be at the Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 of Highway 90 Montgomery. So if you haven't had a chance to meet those guys, go out there February 17th. They'll be out there from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Got delivery, got curbside. They're just doing everything possible to make it convenient for you. So give them a call, or download the app and then go to TexasCheerLiquor.com. And if you go in there, let them know R&R in the Morning sent you.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
2 Texas NBA teams were in action last night. The New Orleans Pelicans, hot off their trade for C.J. McCollum, picked up a win over the Houston Rockets, 110-97. 6 Pelicans scored in double figures to lead New Orleans, while Kevin Porter Jr. was the only bright spot for Houston, putting up 27 points in the defeat. In Dallas, the Mavericks easily handled the Pistons 116-86. Luka Doncic had 33 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds to give Dallas the win. Both teams will not be back on the hardwood until after the NBA trade deadline on Thursday. And tonight, after 4 days off, the San Antonio Spurs kick off their annual rodeo road trip. The first of 8 straight road games has San Antonio in Cleveland for a 6 p.m. tip-off against the Cavaliers. Josh Primo was recalled from Austin yesterday and will be joining the San Antonio Spurs for the start of the road trip. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
Where are you going to be on the big game day this Sunday? I'll tell you where I will be. Head over to Twin Peaks. That's where all the cool people will be. The best seats, made from scratch food, 29-degree cold beer, and everywhere you turn, there's a big old TV showing you what you want to watch. It's a fan's paradise, no doubt. No one wants to sit on the nosebleeds. You want to be up in the front row, and that's what Twin Peaks offers you, a man cave at the front row. They'll give you all your chasing. You got great food. You got great drinks. You got a great football game. The Bengals or the Rams, who you like. Make the call and visit one of the 3 San Antonio Twin Peaks locations this Sunday. Get there early. Remember, kickoff's about 5:30. Get there early. Make sure you got the greatest seats. Make sure the kitchen is bringing you the fresh, scratch-made food. And remember, the drinks are cold. The food is great. But why do we go? It's because they got those scenic views.
If you're a guy over 30 and feeling frustrated about your health, listen up. Not feeling yourself lately? Are work and relationships getting you down? Do you feel a lack of energy and focus on the things that matter to you most? All men around age 30 have the potential for their testosterone levels to decline naturally. When that happens, life can feel out of control. If that's you, then it's time to rethink your health with Synergenics Testosterone Replacement Therapy. For more info and to schedule an appointment, head over to 800lowt.com today and get your life back.
If you're on the job day in and day out, you know living with pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders is miserable. The good news, QC Kinetics gets it. They understand guys like you.
They don't have the luxury of taking time off. They want to keep working. We are built for those guys that want to keep working and want to stay active. So the vast majority of who we see are the blue-collar guys like me and you.
QC Kinetics uses biologic therapies, just like pro athletes have used for years, to get you lasting pain relief with no surgery.
I want you to continue working. I want you to continue exercising. The joints are made to be moved.
The treatments at QC Kinetics are fast and non-invasive.
It's not a lot of time commitment on your part. There is no downtime or recovery time. You don't need short-term disability with what we do. We want to keep you active.
Call QC Kinetics now to set up your free no-obligation consultation. Learn how you can get real pain relief. and stay on the job.
QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. In Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GEAR for 25 cents a gallon or more cash back on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code GEAR to earn 25 cents a gallon or more on your first tank. That's code GEAR.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
It's like breakfast tacos with the hot stuff. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM. R&R gets you ready for tonight's game. The shoot around.
R&R in the morning continues. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Karl Chonig directing this circus. Well, it's been a couple of days. It feels like been a bit since we've seen the Spurs play. It's been big news that has happened. DeJounte made the All-Star game. We'd like to welcome on the show Carolina Teague, who I would like to congratulate for starting the campaign to get the man into the game. You brought it up a little over a month ago, Carolina, and here we sit. Congratulations. I think he owes you a bit of a thank you.
Thank you. We did it, Joe. We did it.
Who? You're talking about Kamala
Harris.
We did it, Joe.
You know
She's so
what? I was so excited, and you know what? There have been people that have been attacking me and saying that I didn't start anything, which I totally agree with. I did not.
No, yeah. Well,
And
first of
here's the
all, but you got it. But you were a huge voice for it, and you have more of a following than those people that are hating on you. You gotta learn to ignore the peanut gallery. I'm not saying that nobody said you started it. You just was, hey, you know what? I got a platform. I'm gonna use. I got a platform. I'm gonna use it, and you used your platform to push it forward.
Exactly. All I'm saying is I'm one of the only people on the radio in San Antonio that was really doing a hard campaign for DeJounte Murray to become All-Star, and that is a Fendi fact. It was me. And then DeJounte Murray, because of Draymond Green, he did that little extra push. We all knew he was probably going to opt
That was
out.
a huge push. That was huge.
Push too. but it was a collective. It was a fan voting, coaching voting, and media votes as well. So I think congratulations to Dejounte Murray. He said he cried in his living room. I was so happy for him. He was very overwhelmed with emotion.
He said he cried?
So it was just, he said he cried. He said that he looked at his little nephew because he set up a hoop in his home for his little nephew, and his little nephew was shooting hoops when he got the news. And he looked at his little nephew and he thought about himself as a young kid and everything he went through as a child. And he was just overwhelmed with emotions. And he started crying with his family around him. So it was a really good time for him. And I'm really proud that Dejounte Murray, he earned the All-Star. He earned to be on the All-Star reserves, and I'm proud of him.
DeJounte in the All-Stars. Before we get into to Cleveland, the trade deadline's tomorrow afternoon.
Wow, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Wow, okay.
What's your expectation here?
My expectation, the only thing that I see that's probably movable that's been in conversation to move is Thad Young. That may be why we saw that weird, maybe that's why he started the other day, because they're probably seeing who team is interested
Showcasing
in
him,
Showcasing them, exactly. Good word. A good word. I'm trying to read the dictionary more. I'm trying to learn bigger words. And I'm definitely going to add showcasing to my radio word bank.
There you go. Add that. The Spurs head to Cleveland tonight.
Oof. That's a tough game for anybody in the league. Ask the Bucks. Go ahead, Rob.
Let's see who we're taking. Let's know ourselves.
Know yourself.
I was running through the six with my wealth.
So the Spurs coming off, what, a 5-day
they've been
layoff?
Like 4 or 5. Carl had it in my sports center. It's 4. Yeah, Carl says it's 4.
That is a rarity. And they're going to only play a couple of games, and the All-Star game is going to pick up again.
Mm-hmm.
So before we start looking at, who's going to play, one of the things that I know that more than anything about Coach Pop and his Spurs teams is if you give him 3 days to practice, if you give him 3 days work away from the gym, away from a game, this team improves dramatically. There's something about the way they handle practice, because it is so rare that they actually get to go in and not just shoot around and not just walk through, but actually, implement fundamentals and just get the game. The Spurs look better, and they're going to have a little bit of time. Now, we saw Cleveland come down, and what was it? How long ago was that? A couple weeks back.
Yeah, I went to that game.
And they spanked us.
Yeah, it was just overwhelming for Jakob Poeltl. There was only so much that he could do, but how do you see the Spurs and matching up against them? And I do, Carolina, like the fact that Pop is like, hey, Primo, I want to bring you along to show you what this road trip is like. But how do you see the rodeo road trip and I guess tonight playing out for the Spurs?
Well, it's crazy that you brought up the practicing, Rob, because DeJounte Murray also said yesterday they had a really good practice. Adding Zach Collins had allowed them to get the squad really into some more drills and work on their total script overall. So they feel really confident as of yesterday's practice. So I think there is a good chance that they might come back and win. But I also have to take into accountability that the Cleveland Cavaliers have also rested as well. They've had a few days of rest. Their last game was on Sunday against the Pacers, and their game against the Pacers was their biggest comeback in the season. They were down by over 20 points in the second quarter, and then they had a fourth quarter stretch where they pulled it out and they were able to come back. Rondo actually had one of his best games ever since being acquired by the Cavs. Yeah, ever since being acquired in January, he had one of his best games against the Indiana Pacers. And Cavs just traded for Cavis LeVert to Cleveland in exchange for Ricky Rubio 3 draft picks to Indiana. So the addition with Cavis LeVert also gives them a little bit of help and with the backcourt, which they've been having issues with. And it was announced that he's starting against the Spurs today. So it's going to be really interesting to see the Cavs at home against the Spurs. So I'm not really sure who to take. I know Darius Garland is out. He's their all-star. But they have a really good squad on them. Rondo played well last time, but the backcourt does have their struggles. So in order for the Spurs to win, they're really going to have to stop them inside the paint. Spurs played really well inside the paint. They had 68 points last game, and they're going to also have to try to push them out to the three-point line because the Cavaliers have issues at the three-point line. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Spurs come in tonight with their usual starting lineup. I wonder how many more days we'll have this usual starting lineup. But there are some consistencies that I'm seeing. And one, more importantly, is we know that the double Ds, Derek and DeJounte, are going to be going at it. Keldon's got the start. Devin Vassell has this job.
Hey, let's talk, Karl. Let's talk a little bit about our enemies.
Know your enemy.
Now, Darius Garland is out, so we've been told.
He's out?
I think he
out.
He will be out, but they will debut Karis LeVert. C.D. Osman will be the small forward tonight. Evan Mobley in his rookie campaign will be its power forward, and Jared Allen will play. That is a big front line for Cleveland. They're huge. We are not. They are huge. We are not.
You know why I like this game tonight, Rob, is because this is a good test for Zach defensively. And you know what I mean? Because like I said, the last time when the Cavs came here, again, Jakob Poeltl was overwhelmed. Like there was only so much he could do. Let's see when Zach Collins comes in there. Again, we know it's clear, Rob, that Zach has offensive game. So I want to see tonight what type of defense he's able to play. If he's able to box out, keep Jared Allen and Mobley off of the offensive glass. So this is a good test for Zach Collins because Houston wasn't really a good test for him, but tonight and the entire rodeo road trip should be a good test for Zach.
I'll be really interested to see how we use Zach Collins tonight.
Yeah, that's the question.
I can't wait to see whether we see him stepping out and going on Evan Mobley. Are they going to put him on Jared Allen? How are we going to use him defensively? Is he going to? I don't think he can step to market, but he could.
No, that's probably Keldon's job.
The way they utilize him defensively is really going to be an interesting watch. Offensively, we know exactly why he's there. He's going to do what he did against the Rockets. And with a couple of more days, I like the way the Spurs look tonight. I'm looking at the money line at 225.
Anita got you looking at the money line.
I mean, it's a 7-point line. I mean, that's something I like this game. I know that
you do because of practice.
Yeah, Cleveland is rested as well, but they're adding in a new guy. They don't have their point guard, and Garland ate us up the other night. We have a newly minted all-star in DeJounte who's already confident. This should help that. I think this is an opportunity. I was proven wrong for a week and a half. I do feel like this is the Spurs. They're putting the icing on the cake. Now, we're not a great team, but this team is going to be better starting now than they have in the first half of the season.
To give the Spurs some credit too, I mean, I think even though they beat the Rockets, that game against the Rockets where Keldon Johnson scored a season-high 28 points, that gave them a lot of confidence that there needs to come into this game. So to give you guys credit on that too, I think that they do have a possibility to win. As far as Jakob Poeltl, Zach Collins is concerned, I really thought about that last night because I have no life. I know y'all are at the Super Bowl living it up and living your best life. Me personally, I have nothing to do but to think about the lineups for the Spurs. I thought about Jakob Poeltl, Zach Collins maybe coming off the bench with a lot more minutes, and Jock Landale. I like that combination for this particular evening.
She is Carolina Teague,
Good
our
stuff,
Spurs
CT.
insider. You got game day, you get Carolina. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we have a great life. We're at the Super Bowl live.
Well, we ain't doing ring announcing like you.
Yeah,
superstar.
we're not strolling wrestling
Superstar.
rings and announcing. Carolina, thanks for stopping by. Your San Antonio sports star, AA Best Bail Bonds. Big game coverage continues. Always brought to you by Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Well, you know,
what's up, Rob?
The Spurs game. The Spurs. I like the way that we're headed. I do. But I'd like to see a change. I'd like to see a little bit of movement. Not movement for the sake of movement for the trade deadline, but let's what are we going to do with Juancho? Seriously, what are we going to do with Thaddeus Young? I mean, there are so many questions when you start looking at what the Spurs have done. When we go back to the DeMarre Carroll strange coming and going, I mean, that was a very odd situation that we found ourselves in. The buyout of LaMarcus, just go and be you. I think that they're rounding themselves into form.
Yeah. And see, you bring up something interesting. We got to go to break, but you bring up something interesting. Trading just to trade. Like if I'm Brian Wright and I'm Pop and I'm sitting around, I'm like, I really like these young guys. Do I want to make a trade just so I can say we made a trade? Or do I want to flower these? Do I want to, plant these seeds and watch them grow? Because you can't. I think teams do that, Rob, and that's why I'm glad you said that. Like, what's the point in trading just to trade?
Sometimes
with no direction.
I agree that if it's a guy that matters and you can help yourself, you make a deal. But one of the things I have with the Spurs, and I think this has always been it, I don't think they have ever answered the phone and taken an offer.
I think they took the offer from Chicago. I believe Mark Stein. I mean, I listened to the phone call.
No, I think that they don't listen to phone calls. I don't think that. I think that they get a lot of deal offers, and everybody does. Yeah. But no team does less than the Spurs.
I think they were really on the hunt for Ben. I think they really tried to get Ben. I do. I believe that.
I would like to think so. But I don't think if you just go, hey, this is so-and-so from another team, and you get a Brian Wright, hey, man, we're spitballing this. And I think the first answer is always no. There's never like, hey, we're intrigued. We'll make our offer. You don't make an offer to us. We'll call you back.
I don't know. I mean, there was a time they could do that. When you have 21, you can answer the phone like that.
Right. Now you can't go that route. We got so much to get into. We're excited. In the 9 o'clock, in just a little over an hour, under an hour,
okay.
Former general manager of the Atlanta Falcons, Thomas Dimitroff, he's the one that GM'd them up to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Of course, things fell apart, but he has a very unique perspective into Dan Quinn. And I think we'll talk with him.
Can't wait to talk.
Preparations for Super Bowl, putting together a Super Bowl caliber team. He also worked with Kyle Shanahan, head coach for the San Francisco 49ers. We'll have some great insight from that. We're excited. Atlanta Falcon former GM Thomas Dimitroff will join us. Jason Garrett is just around the corner as we look at injuries not only around the NBA but in prep for the Super Bowl and the games of the Beijing Olympics. So hold on tight, so much to get to, and we promise to take you there. This is R&R in the Morning, and you are on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Let's talk a little bit about Alamo Cycleplex. Our good friends at Alamo Cycleplex are back. They're at I-10, just down past De Zavala. And they're doing some interesting things over there at Alamo Cycleplex. They just added 8,500 square feet of showroom space. So guess what that means? That means a lot more inventory. That means a lot more toys for you Sea-Doos. And again, I talked about this on my Facebook page about a week ago. Yes, about a week ago. If you are into water sports, and that's going to be your thing in the spring, and you think, come springtime, you'll go and get your Sea-Doo, you'll go get your Wave Runner. If you're waiting to do that by March or April, they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. Trust me, it's happened last year. And once they're gone, they're gone. Everything's backed up. That's just the way of the world right now. So if you're into water sports, you need to get over to Alamo Cycleplex now and get your Wave Runner and get your Sea-Doo, because, again, come March, come April, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be gone. They still got the Vanderhall. They still got the slingshots, and so much more inventory is coming in. Again, there's 8,500 square feet of new showroom floor. Also, bike nights coming up really, really soon. You're going to stay tuned for that. We'll be promoting bike night here on R&R in the Morning and throughout the station. So Alamo Cycleplex, a lot of new things coming along. Slingshots, the Vanderhalls, the motorcycles, the cake. It's a lot. There's a lot going on. You got your, again, Wave Runners, Sea-Doos, 8,500 square feet of new showroom space. It looks beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Again, bike night coming up and a lot more events. They are the king of events. They do sell fun. Go check it all out at alamocycleplex.com. Again, it's at Alamo Cycleplex. That's on I-10 just past De Zavala. So if you don't believe me, go and check out the website yourself at alamocycleplex.com.
The Rams, the Bengals. We've got you covered all week long, live from Los Angeles. Don't miss a minute all week from LA. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Chia Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
I can't imagine a Super Bowl big game kind of Sunday without a big piece of Tri-County Meat Market steak searing over the grill. This is the biggest game of the year. It is the biggest Sunday of the year. If you're watching the big game, you know a great game starts with great meat, and that's what Tri-County's offering you. When you head over, the Super Bowl specials are going to be plentiful. But you know when you walk in the door, when you're going to treat friends, you're going to have your big game party, that everything you're going to need for your grilling game is right there at Tri-County Meat Market. Think about a big tomahawk steak sitting in front of you as kickoff at 5:30 begins. Head over there early on Sunday. Make sure you got the best meat possible. You're looking for upper choice. You're looking for prime. You're looking for Wagyu. They've got it. You're looking for locally sourced. Of course, they've got it. Dean and Peeler coming out of Jordanton. You're looking for the very best rubs and spices to go on that great meat. They've absolutely got that as well. And when you head over to the frozen side, they're going to have desserts for you. Everything you need for that big game pre and post meal, they've got it. Tri-County Meat Market's got 2 locations, over on Huebner, out on Ralph Fair. This is the weekend, guys. This is the weekend that we prove our worth. If you're going to celebrate, you're going to celebrate the big game the right way. Put the very best meat on the grill. If you're going to put you're going to do a roast, get there Saturday. You're going to have to cook it all night. You're going to do one of those great briskets that they've got at the great deals. You're going to have to go there on Saturday to do it all night. You're doing ribs, you can get them going about noon, but I recommend going on Saturday. Make sure they are ready to go. You're looking for a pre-meal. You're looking for hors d'oeuvres. They've got prepared meats, fajitas, both beef and chicken. You're looking for stuffed peppers. You're looking for poppers. You're looking for house-made sausages and dried meats. They've got that as well. And all of that comes with the expertise of a great meat purveyor. Huebner, Ralph Fair, first responders, you're getting 10% when you just walk in the door. A great meal, a great party, a great game starts with great meat. Head over to either one of those Tri-County locations. Get that great meat. Take a picture of what you're cooking, upload it, and you might win a $50 gift card from Jason Minix and Joe Ryan Grilling with the Blitz on Thursday night. Head over to Tri-County for the big game. Do it right. Take a picture. Eat well. Thank me later.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
So yeah, I used the savings from switching to Progressive 50 years ago to finally buy my dream car. It's a self-driving flying car, but we just say self-flying now. You know, because it's the future, and cars fly in the future.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Got a party of 10 coming in. We need to flip those 2 tables.
Leah's restaurant is fully booked night after night.
Section 3 is still behind.
She no longer has reservations about finally finding a hostess.
Why doesn't 23 have menus? Oh, they're in my hand.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. It's Tango Day, everybody. Follow after me. And step, and back, and slide, and dip. That's tango.
Why is Ice-T leading our tango class?
It's probably the heart-shaped Honey Nut Cheerios. He found out they can help lower cholesterol. Now he's having fun taking care of his heart in all sorts of new ways.
Let's see those hips move, people.
Hurry and get your heart-shaped Cheerios. They're only here for a limited time.
Hey, team, it's a full house. We got to pick up the pace.
At Hank's restaurant, the line goes around the block.
Is this for 12? Okay, I need the truffle oil drizzle.
What he needs is another line cook.
Oh, man. Are the quail breasts still in the sous vide? Dave, can you keep an eye on that, please?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We're following the Bengals and Rams all the way to LA. Live all week leading up to the big game. Don't miss a minute all week long. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Chia Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix and I will get you caught up on the latest news, moves, and more this afternoon, 4 to 7 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Thanks, Joe. Yes, R&R in the morning continues. He is Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Karl Schoening driving this boat until 10 o'clock. Excuse me, I'm adjusting electronics. We are dealing with power issues. Your Radio Row coverage continues today, and I'm excited as we the place is starting to pick up a little bit. You're seeing some momentum happen today, and guests are coming. We got Thomas Dimitroff, former GM with the Atlanta Falcons, going to be here at 9:30. Dr. Jason Garrett's going to be here at a little after 9:15 as we look toward injuries that are going to affect your gambling life or your your favorite team's life, whether it be both Olympic or NFL or Spurs. We talk injuries with Dr. Jason Garrett. And to talk about the sudden increase in steps that my phone and my watch keep. I've noticed yesterday that my goals have risen.
Mm-hmm.
I like the bar low.
Why you like it low?
Well, I mean, I like achieving the goal.
Oh.
I mean, it's nice when you get the little bing, and then I noticed yesterday that my goal had grown.
Yeah, we've been doing some walking because the restroom isn't close. The fake break room isn't close. To get out to where we get on the Uber isn't close. Then we get out of the van last night, and Jason and Rob have us going to the restaurant that's all the way at the back of the complex. And then we go and doing a photo shoot. We go and do a photo shoot last night on the pier, and we're walking in directions for no reason because it's a photo shoot. And we're walking back to the car. Yeah, so my steps, I've been impressed with my steps. And then to stay awake yesterday, because Rob and I logged a lot of Radio Row minutes yesterday because we just didn't have anything to do. And to wake myself up, I was just walking around Radio Row yesterday. So I've been impressed with my steppage.
We're getting it in. The EA Sports Madden, they did their annual Super Bowl playthrough.
Who won?
Cincinnati takes it. It's close, 24-21, I believe.
What's EA's record?
They've picked 12, 13 of them since they've been doing this. There was one. It's been about 15 years ago. They were dead solid perfect. So, they play the game with the numbers 1,000 times. I forget what it was, and they take them. Who won? And Cincinnati, they're also. I talk about momentum. You can feel the money and the people are starting to fall behind Cincinnati.
Get on that 4 today.
They're starting to fall behind them.
Call up your local or go to Costa Rica.
We got so much to do and so little time to do it. We got guests coming your direction, so let's pay for this fantastic show. R&R in the Morning continues in just a second. You're on 1250 ESPN San Antonio and 103.3 FM.
Entrepreneurs, self-employed. Let me help you out, man. Let me get you some money back. I got a deal for you. Nearside.com. You can get free business bank account. No hidden fees, just really and truly free. Nearside debit cards pay you back 2.2% in 2022. That's on everything you buy towards your business. So if you got a landscaping company, you need a weed eater, you need your gas, you need your oil, you need your lawnmower, you need your blower, you buy all that stuff. Everything that you buy for your business, for my roofing people, if you need the ladder, you need boots, whatever the case with food truck. I know a lot of people doing food trucks. I went down that road. Food truck stuff just adds up. You need propane, you need groceries, you need, my gosh, anything and everything you can think of, vent hoods, all types of stuff. Nearside.com is trying to give you 2.2% back in 2022 on what you spend. That's a pretty good dang deal. If you've ever owned a business, if you can get any of it back outside of, what you claim between toward Uncle Sam, it's a big deal. So nearside.com, that's NEARSIDE.com/free is where you sign up. And this isn't like, it's all online. It's easy to do. Worth a shot. I always tell you, man, you miss every shot you don't take. And this may be a really good shot. And to me, it seems like it's worth doing. So go to nearside.com/free, get your free business bank account, and get some money back on that money you spend, man. It's only right. It's hard out here for small business and self-entrepreneurs. You're the heartbeat of America. I will continue to say that. And it's only right that you get a little bit of that back, what you put into the business. So give them a shot. Go to nearside.com/free. That's NEARSIDE.com.
San Antonio Sports Star is live from LA all week leading up to the game.
Always sacrifice.
The Rams Rams, the Bengals. Balls will be flying and pads will be cracking as both teams give their all for pigskin immortality. The latest news, moves, and A-list guests.
Joining us now, the moves, Daryl Johnson. We get to talk to Michael Irvin.
Don't miss a minute. All week, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com today. That's BABBEL.com.
Before we rodeo San Antonio, mosey on over to Dietz Tractor. We're busting out of the chutes early with a stock full of LS tractors. And this is no 8-second ride. Take your time and choose from a field that includes compact and utility tractors at low prices. Excel in your field with LS Tractor, 7-time winner of the EDA Dealer's Choice Award. Backed by a limited 6-year warranty, LS Tractors will give you more standard features and more performance for less money. These are some of the hottest tractors around, and Dietz Tractor wants to sell them to you today at unbelievable prices. Dietz Tractor, where you get more tractor for less.
Vane Attractions presents Winterfest 2022, featuring the world-famous Back in Black from Dallas, Texas, with special guests, Monsters of Rock Tribute Band, featuring Jessica Hill, Sean Nations, James Rivera, and Rob Steele, plus the GS Junkies Godsmack Tribute. $15 pre-sale, $20 at the door. Get your tickets at Cielo, 6322 San Pedro, or online at www.eventbrite.com. Winterfest 2022. VIP tables available. Reserve today. 210-619-3585.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Progressive presents Forced Metaphors about bundling your home and auto.
When you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, you get great savings and round-the-clock protection, which is as beautiful as looking your firstborn child in the eyes for the first time. Well, that's a bit much. Maybe it's more like looking your second-born child in the eyes for like the third or fourth time. Point being, the savings and round-the-clock protection are really, really magical.
Forced Metaphors, presented by Progressive. Bundle and protect today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
College basketball season is heating up, which means it's time for the Wendy's Wooden Watch. In 2002, I was honored to have received the John R. Wooden Player of the Year Award, which is presented to the country's most outstanding men's and women's player, who is also making progress towards earning a degree. This year, players like Chet Holmgren, Jaden Ivey, Nalissa Smith, and Aaliyah Boston are all vying for the trophy. So who will take it home? The 2022 John R. Wooden Men's and Women's Player of the Year Award is presented by Wendy's.
When others treat your fries as an afterthought, all you're left with are cold, soggy fries. That's why Wendy's new fries are ones you won't forget, guaranteed to be hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. We're talking natural cut, skin-on fries, perfectly seasoned with a hint of sea salt. In fact, they're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. These are fries so hot and crispy, they beg a new question.
What would you like with your fries?
Try them today, only at Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, taste preference based on a national taste test by an independent research company.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the Morning, live from Los Angeles, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Cheer Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're so glad you're with us. Your San Antonio Sports Star AA Best Bail Bonds big game coverage goes on as we're coming to you live from Radio Row. And our outlook just improved significantly. For those of you early birds, for those of you watching us live, and please be watching us live this is one of those situations as we go over the next 3 days. Don't leave your feet up, because you never know who's going to come by. As we're walking up, I'm starting to see folks roll through. We know that who we have scheduled, but we don't know who's going to be in the building and who's going to be available to us. So make sure you're keeping your socials active. Your let's say Sports Star is up. Your YouTube feed is up, because you never know who's going to pop in. We know that Thomas Dimitrov's going to be here in just a bit from the Atlanta Falcons. Before we go there, let's get you caught up on the headlines. It's been a bit. We had a lot of stuff to cover, so let's get you updated and informed. It is time, though a little bit early, for the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
Los Angeles Dodgers Trevor Bauer won't face criminal charges stemming from allegations of sexual assault, DA's office says. As the Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer will not be criminally charged by Los Angeles prosecutors, the LA County District Attorney's Office said on Tuesday. The ruling concludes a 5-month review of the case, which stems from sexual assault allegations made against Bauer by a San Diego woman who sought a restraining order against him in June.
Because I just saw somebody, I want to say, I can't remember the network, just lost his gig for a WNBA comment. Joe Rogan's under fire. I'm gonna leave this one alone, in fear that I may say something that I may regret. But
what do you mean?
I don't know, man, because it rubs me the wrong way that all the stuff that he went through, and then for the DA to come out and be like, we ain't gonna press charges after all. So do
you think he's owed an apology? That kind of stuff?
That's what I'm saying, Rob. I don't know. Because Karl said this morning, and then we have such a busy day. I haven't really had time to digest it. You know what I mean?
Well, I know this.
And I'm not saying I'm saying anything derogatory. I'm just saying, just like,
this is
you got to tiptoe around. Like it's a sensitive topic, because it doesn't mean that he didn't do it. It just means
he can't be convinced. That the DA looked at this and said, "There's enough vagaries, and it might be the victim, that you can't trust on there. There might be some that he feels like, I can't win this, or there's a chance. I don't want to lose a big name case to a Trevor Bauer sexual assault case. I don't want to lose that. That makes me look bad. So if you're not going to prosecute, at least offer the lack of prosecution with the same vigor that you chased."
And it puts these teams and colleges, because like right now, when this type of stuff happens, because it's such a sensitive time, even though you like, you know what, I don't think you are a person that would do this, Trevor, but I have to send you away. Star linebacker from Georgia, I don't know if you did this, but I have to send you away. Like, we're just automatically like, hey, you got to go.
But we have to do that. We have to do that.
But you see, look where we are.
I agree with you, but it's up to you also to make sure you're not in a situation where you can be accused.
I have to go 6 months. What? Because so then I'm supposed to be celibate? Is that what you're saying?
Well, do it with absolute confidence that it is a consenting thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's why this is a crazy topic, man. I was like, I don't know. This 6 months gone. gone. 6 months, half a season gone, and then they say, "Oh, you know what? We ain't gonna charge."
The quote from the district attorney's office was, after a thorough review of the available evidence, including civil restraining order proceedings, witness statements, and physical evidence, the people are unable to prove the relevant charges beyond a reasonable doubt. And Bauer spent the final 3 months of the 2021 regular season on administrative leave. He still faces potential discipline from Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, who has the autonomy to hand suspensions under domestic violence policy that was previously agreed to jointly with MLB Players Association.
So he could probably still be suspended by MLB for a conduct detrimental.
Yes, I just because you can't be convicted doesn't mean you ain't guilty.
And just
ask OJ.
No, but that's Utah. You bringing up a case from '95.
I'm just saying.
See, that's the thing, though. But when they are convicted, we say, "Well, he should have did that." But I mean, hell, just because you got convicted don't mean you did it.
I think we should operate under the premise, and this is an old kind of legal standard, that it's better that 10 guilty persons escape than one innocent man suffer. You know, I'd rather err on the side of no innocent person should ever go to prison. So let's err on making sure that even maybe some guilty folks get off. So but I operate under the premise that if you just because you didn't go to jail doesn't mean you didn't do it.
I agree with that.
And that doesn't mean Bauer is still open to civil process, civil case. I mean,
she
could
still
sue
get
him.
some money from
and then you only need to be one more right than she does.
Right.
Moving on.
It's crazy.
Headline 1.
Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder hires a firm to investigate allegations of sexual assault, as this led by a former assistant United States attorney, Bonnie Jonas, and Tiffany Moeller, to look into the allegations of sexual harassment made last week by Tiffany Johnston. A team official told ESPN's Adam Schefter that Commanders owner Washington Snyder is hiring the independent investigation team. During a congressional roundtable on Thursday, Johnston accused Snyder of touching her without her consent at a work dinner about 13 years ago. Snyder issued a statement denying her allegations.
How many separate investigations are going on around the Commanders football team campus?
And let's not forget, their backup safety and special teams captain was just arrested on manslaughter charges from a car wreck in December where they said he was going double the speed limit, and unfortunately his girlfriend died in the car accident. So that just happened to the Commanders as well. It's been a rough go for the Commanders, man.
First of all, it's hard to say. I mean, it's going to be it'll be easier
to get used to it.
It'll be easier to pick up than football team.
Right.
It just goes to show you can change your name, you just can't change who you are.
In these cases, don't you let someone else hire the independent investigator? Because to me, Rob, if I come to you, Rob, and I say, "Hey, man, I'm hiring you. I need you to investigate my team. Here's $1 million." Aren't you more compelled to look out for me?
Yes.
Somebody else is supposed to hire the independent investigator, not Dan Snyder. They're going to be, "Hey, Daniel, it's going to be $550,000. Hey, guys, I like you so much. Here's 1.2.
So don't dig too.
Let me know what you find." That's so whack. The Commanders are a joke and an embarrassment. Their name is an embarrassment. Their team is an embarrassment. Their owner is an embarrassment. You just got the Cowboys hung 50 on you the last time they played. Go away. The only news about y'all is bad news. Go away, Commanders. Let's go.
Moving on.
Headline 0.
Shaquille O'Neal Ultra VIP Super Bowl party package costs $1 million. Want to ball out in Shaq-like proportions? The NBA legend is offering an incredible Ultra VIP package to his Funhouse Super Bowl party in LA this weekend, and it comes with a whopping $1 million price tag. TMZ Sports has learned that Shaquille O'Neal's yearly Rage Fest is providing a once-in-a-lifetime experience for some super-rich party people, and it comes with a round trip on a private jet, a VIP table on stage, Rolls-Royce Phantoms for transportation to the party, and, of course, unlimited booze. Shaq partnered with Wynn Nightlife in Vegas to put on the whole deal, which means that the group will get a dedicated security and host team to the resort. Of course, there is no way an Ultra VIP would have to wait in any sort of line, so naturally there's special expedited entrance for the group.
Well,
if you can spend $1 million with Shaq, why can't you just go spend $1 million on your own to do that?
Well, because you're not with Shaq.
I think if I had $1 million, I know Shaq. If I would have to. No one's going to buy this.
There's some crypto Bitcoin.
Do you think someone will actually buy that?
Yes,
billionaires.
So. Just to show off.
But do you think it would be someone from the United States or some international type that would
It could be an international. It's going to be someone we've never heard of.
A fistful of drachmas.
It'll be someone we never heard of. Made his money in tech. Got some money to blow. Like, hey, y'all, we party with Shaq. I can see it. It's going to happen. Round trip on the private. You got the rolls, unlimited booze. It's still not worth $1 million to me.
See, I can get all that for half that.
Yeah, it's still not worth $1 million to me, but. And the thing about it is, if you catch Shaq at Walmart, he'll be cool with you.
Yeah, why would
you don't have to spend $1 million? Shaq will be cool with you without giving them $1 million.
I start rolling in the rolls. You never know who I'm going to hit up. I might meet somebody better.
And if I give you $1 million and you partner with Win, I need a marker.
Yes, well, I would hope.
Rob, I need at least $100K marker.
Just, you're going to have to have
right?
one of those big square chips. One of those. Give me one of those.
Yeah, I need a marker.
We'll all celebrate. I think it would be great. If I had the money and it didn't matter,
I might do it.
I would hang with Shaq too.
I'd roll with you. I wonder how many people you get to bring for your $1 million.
There better not be a minimum or a maximum. I better be able to bring whoever the hell I want. $1 million for 36 hours of fun or whatever it might be. Sorry, you only get 2.
I feel you, bro.
Sorry, we ran out.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That's the 411 and the 210.
That is the 411 in the 210. We are chasing Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti. He's about to join us as we look toward the injuries as the Spurs get back into form. The big game coming up on Sunday, Super Bowl injuries. We've got a tight end on issues on both teams. A little after 9 o'clock, we're going to be joined by Dr. Thomas Dimitroff, former Atlanta Falcon general manager. The lineup is coming quick, and as we head toward a Spurs game tonight, Zach Collins coming off the injury was obviously on a pitch count against the Rockets. Obviously, they hardly let him build up a sweat. I wonder what the process is when you're dealing with a broken bone. It's either you'd think it was either healthy or not. So is the pitch count about just your general physical ability, or are they still concerned about their foot?
I would be concerned.
You would be?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's a foot.
The Spurs hitting the road tonight, taking on Cleveland as with the backdrop of the trade deadline. I'm absolutely intrigued with the trade deadline for a lot of reasons, and certainly as a Spur fan, we wish every year for movement. And we talked earlier in the year or earlier in the show about a trade for just trade's sake. But there's a trade for a trade's sake, and sometimes there's a trade just to kind of shake the tree.
I know that's such a great point, though, Rob. And I think that's where Karl has erred on the side of Karl's kind of been like, what are we doing? Like, we have salary cap space. Why are we just trading just to trade? And when you brought that up, I was like, you know what? Why would you just trade just to trade?
I don't think there's a problem with that if it's same for same.
But if you're trading and it doesn't get you closer to your goal, it's a trade just to trade.
Unless closer to your goal is this guy is gone. And I don't think we have that. I don't think the Spurs are looking at that situation. But when we look at a trade deadline and we see what we're here to do is cover the Super Bowl. And the Rams are in the Super Bowl because they went all in. They had a decent quarterback. They went and got better. They had a decent offensive or defensive line. They went and got Von Miller. They had Bobby Trees. They went and got Odell Beckham.
Dude, they pushed.
They went all the way
chips
in, and it worked. Now, my question to you is, if they lose, will you be the Monday morning quarterback and say they made an absolute mistake, or was it worth the run?
It was worth the risk. It's worth the risk. I mean, you're here. This is all you can ask for is this chance. This isn't a 7-game series. Anything can happen in one game. So it's worth it. And this is the second Super Bowl they've been to in 4 or 5. I don't know.
They were in Atlanta.
So now there's some pressure on Sean McVay because the last time we saw Sean McVay in the Super Bowl, he forgot how to call plays. I don't know if that's Bill Belichick turned him inside out, but remember that was a high-powered offense that just scored 7 points, 10 points, got turned inside out. So I want to see him. But to answer your question, full circle, Rob, absolutely, it's worth it. Absolutely, this is a coin flip. A hamster could pick the game. You know what I mean? It's literally a coin flip. So absolutely, it's worth it.
So judging that and knowing what the Spurs are, they're not going to swing for the fences. They're not going to go all in.
No, not they're not going to jump. The Spurs don't skip steps.
Said
they don't skip steps. I'm not going to say the stupid trust the process. That's just not who they are. They just going to, you know what? We're going to teach these guys how to play the right way. We're going to take our bumps and bruises. We're going to lose. Then we're going to learn how to lose, and we're going to learn how to win. And we're going to take the stairs. There are no elevators to success. I'll be that guy.
It is such a part and parcel to the mentality of the Spurs, as that's just not what they do. That they're not going to promote a whopping deal. They'll take a whopping deal because they've been forced into it. The Kawhi situation, the LaMarcus move, but
DeMar,
they will take it when it's forced upon them.
But see, this is the thing. This is why I think you're at a point now where you just like, you know what? Let's just see the seeds grow. Kawhi walks out on us. LaMarcus and DeMar don't work. You know what? Let's just start from scratch. Build through the draft and go, like, because the chasing the veterans, when you get burned by doing something, you're kind of like, okay, it's like when you touch the stove. Your mom lets you keep touch the stove, and then you finally burn yourself and you don't do it again. You chased LaMarcus, you went and traded for DeMar, you had Kawhi. That route doesn't work for you.
No, it doesn't.
The route that works for the Spurs is building through the draft and hoping that you get a Tim Duncan, a Nikolai Jokic, a Luka Doncic, etc., that type of player, and then build around said player.
Well, looking at that, we're not in a situation to do that. We've got about 36 hours, well, a little bit less than that. Less than that to figure out where they are, 26 hours or so to the trade, a little bit more than that, to figure out where they're going to go. Thaddeus Young, Juancho, I don't know.
Why you disrespect him?
I'm not, no, it's not.
No, I know, I'm messing with you.
Have we seen this guy?
He's like a few minutes. A few minutes in a couple games. Hit a couple free throws.
There's going to be a move. We're going to make it. There's something going to happen. Thaddeus Young
tomorrow.
Thaddeus Young will not be a Spur by Friday. Let's talk about it. What do you guys think? 656-3776, 656-ESPN are your Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. Tomorrow's the trade deadline. We have the Spurs. As an organization, for as long as they have been there, they play safe. They are into T-bills and government bonds. They do not get into crypto. What would you do? 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Let's jump on them. Who do we got, Karl?
Alex, we got you. You're on.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for squeezing me in, man.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, my man?
Good morning, fellas. Hey, so let me just tell you, I think you trade Thad Young, but you don't trade him to get somebody that's got a contract that's going to be an albatross. I mean, the whole point of trying to make a couple of moves here and there is to save on cap space so you can go chase. I heard something about Taurean Prince. I don't know how much his contract is or how many years are left on it, but if he's got years on there, why would you want to do something like that? I really think they screwed up by not making that move with the Suns when they could have. That was pretty much a king's ransom they were about to get for a guy that they're playing sparingly. I think the other thing is you really have to think about moving Derek White. That contract is crazy. I know he does good things, but that's an albatross of a contract too for what he does.
So, Alex, with that in mind, who is the most likely candidate to move? You brought up Thaddeus Young, but Derek White probably has more value even above and beyond his contract around the NBA.
I think Thad Young's got to go, but why would you just cut him loose for nothing? I love the Spurs, and I've been a Spurs fan since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. But the thing is, we are not really renowned as a great trading team. Think about some of the mistakes we've made in the past. I mean, we hit a home run with Kawhi Leonard, and that's really, that's really a high mark on the fact that we do our homework when it comes to the draft. But if you think about it, we made a move for Boris Diaw. That was wonderful. But, we really don't have a great track record when it comes to trade.
No, we don't trade. We trade when forced to.
Yeah. So my deal is, and don't give up Pirtle. Not for jack squat. You have got to hang on to him for the Bulls to actually think they could, that they could snooker us for a first round pick just to get him. That's ridiculous. They need to play it close to the vest. But to me, you move Young, you move White. If I could just change gears real quick and tell you guys the best $50 you'll ever spend on a parlay bet for the Super Bowl, play the Bengals to win straight up, and go ahead and add the under 48.5 points. You'll win $220 that way. That's the best $50 you'll spend, fellas.
There you go, Alex. Take it home. Alex, thanks for stopping by here on R&R in the morning.
Look, man, you got to remember, Rob, when you really put your hat all into somebody, you're not going to just give up on them so quickly. Like, that's what I think that's what we're not understanding. Like, we see in our eyes, Derek White is struggling, and we're like, get rid of him. Like, that's not how it works when you've made somebody the highest paid player on your team. And $70 million is pennies in today's NBA. So it's not like they're in a rush to move away from that. $70 million? That on some teams, the ninth guy on the bench is getting that. So in our heads to think that they're just going to give up on Derek White I think we're tripping. I don't think that's going to happen.
I agree with you. I'm sorry, Karl.
Karzus.
Oh, we'll head into break. I do think that given the deadline that's coming, if they don't trade Thaddeus, we're going to see him get bought out. I just don't see.
No, that is what we're talking about. Yeah,
I don't see him being a Spur following this. And I'm glad we're playing Cleveland tonight. Well, let's head to break with this.
Okay.
Cleveland is just about the biggest team in basketball.
Yes.
When you look at that, they can roll 3 7-footer, legit 7-footers that are appropriate to their position.
For sure.
It's not 3 stiffs that are out there. They got a 7-foot small forward. They got a 7-foot center. They got that all. Watch what you see the Spurs look like tonight against this gigantic basketball team.
Yeah.
And think about what you're going to have to do to get there, because while we don't want to get rid of Pirtle, we're going to see his weaknesses tonight. We're also going to see his strengths. But just measure that against what you see the new look Cleveland Cavaliers with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Does it feel like Zach Collins and Jakob Pirtle is a match for that? Watch that tonight. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. Hey, we've got a lot to get into. We're going to talk football with the former general manager of the Atlanta Falcons, Thomas Dimitrov. We expect to stop by in just a bit. More to come. You're on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 or 103.3 FM. Ooh, almost got it.
It's all good, Rob. Hey, I want to give y'all some boxes to check off if you're in the market to get rid of your vehicle or sell your vehicle. Before you do, I'm going to give you some things that you want to make sure your company has. 1, easy online uploading, offers in-home pickup, convenience, people, convenience. Offers same-day payment, can't beat money in the hand. Text with a real person, not some machine. Won't try to sell your car, no pressure environment. Easily text photos and info, 20-minute inspections, real people, real offer, and San Antonio-based company. Shop local. If those are the boxes you're going to need to check, and the only company that I can think of that checks all of those boxes, well, only company I know for sure that don't check those boxes is Carzeus. That's carzeus.com. Don't forget the referral program still in full effect. Carzeus.com/referral. Refer a friend. Get $250 each in Amazon money. Cannot beat that. So go and check them out if you're talking about selling cars. Again, in the climate that we're in, used cars, new cars, the market is all out of whack. Way out of whack. And if you go in there trying to just trade in your vehicle, they're going to take you behind the woodshed. But now if you go in there with the check from Carzeus, a little bit different. I mean, car's still going to be over sticker, but you got a little money to put toward it to bring that payment down some. And you need to let Carzeus help you out with that. So go and check them out, carzeus.com. Upload photos, answer questions, take it in, quick appointment, in and out, check in hand, go to dealership. Easy money, baby. Easy money. And they're local. Carzeus.com. That's carzeus.com.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at HEB.
Two Texas NBA teams were in action last night. The New Orleans Pelicans, hot off their trade for C.J. McCollum, picked up a win over the Houston Rockets, 110-97. 6 Pelicans scored in double figures to lead New Orleans. while Kevin Porter Jr. was the only bright spot for Houston, putting up 27 points in the defeat. In Dallas, the Mavericks easily handled the Pistons 116-86. Luka Doncic had 33 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds to give Dallas the win. Both teams will not be back on the hardwood until after the NBA trade deadline on Thursday. And tonight, after 4 days off, the San Antonio Spurs kick off their annual rodeo road trip. The first of 8 straight road games has San Antonio in Cleveland for a 6 p.m. tip-off against the Cavaliers. Josh Primo was recalled from Austin yesterday and will be joining the San Antonio Spurs for the start of the road trip. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
Guys, did you know that starting around age 30, men's testosterone levels can decline naturally? As a result, you may experience low energy, lack of focus, problems in the bedroom, or even depression. If that's you, then it's time to rethink your health. The solution? Testosterone replacement therapy with Synergenics. It's easy. Just take the test at one of our clinics in the San Antonio area. For more info and to schedule an appointment, head over to 800lowt.com today and get your life back.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut is here. With spicy marinara, sliced red chilies, and a fiery blend of herbs and crushed red pepper, your taste buds will thank you after they've cooled down. New Spicy Lovers Pizza. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Product availability and prices may vary. Exclusions apply.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green. When you order your Walgreens prescriptions with same-day delivery, it's possible you'll experience some side effects. Side effects may include joy that you won't run out of your pills and disbelief at just how crazy fast the delivery came right to your door. Get your same-day prescription refill today on the Walgreens app.
To use same-day RX delivery or 1 to 2 business day delivery, you must be opted into prescription status alerts. It will appear as an option of orders before that store's cutoff time for the day. Certain health plans do not cover or participate in same-day RX delivery. Check with your health plan for further details. Excludes California.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole, and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
You guys rock! Hey, welcome to Late Night with yours truly, Shannon Smith. Thank you. Those studio signs prompting you to cheer really work. I think I gotta leave.
We're getting word Shannon's headed to Taco Bell.
When you need a taco, you need a taco. Introducing the new Cantina Crispy Chicken Tacos. Try them with creamy chipotle or avocado ranch sauce. Only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for limited time only. Contact local store for hours and participation restricted.
A double shot of energy in the AM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is R&R in the morning. We carry on. Thomas Metroff is down the hall. He's coming our direction here in a bit. Former general manager of the Atlanta Falcons. Now, he's been living in an RV.
That's cool.
For the last couple of weeks, he took on the van life idea and traveled from Atlanta here to L.A., stopping by and interviewing football types, doing some interviews, talking about leadership and a variety of stuff. It's a social media thing that's been going on. He'll sit down and talk with us about that. We also have a cavalcade of guests coming your way. I'm looking at what Minix and Reinagel we're going to have for you this afternoon live, and it is ridiculous.
Yeah, their lineup is crazy.
Ryan Leaf will be with them. Lee Steinberg will stop by. They'll have Aaron Taylor live. They will also have Darren Rebell live today. That's just to begin the afternoon as more and more are stopping by. Michael Amenis will be here, too. We'll have a couple of surprise interviews, too. We're going to rock the radio row here in about a couple, 3 hours with a surprise guest that we'll have on for you tomorrow.
True that.
If you're just joining us.
Excuse me.
So, Dan, as we look forward to the Super Bowl,
tell the truth. Are you excited to watch this game?
I wasn't. It's funny because as we went through this remarkable playoff where every game mattered, and it could have been either other team, this was the probably the most unlikely of the matchups that we saw coming, and I should be excited about it. And I think part of this has been because it seemed like Cincinnati was playing on borrowed time. They didn't really, they snuck back Cincinnati. They play an arrogant Patrick Mahomes who thinks he can just turn the switch on whenever he needs to, and it doesn't happen, and they didn't feel like they belong here. But then when you look at the numbers and how they got there, they deserved every win. And then I watched the Rams, and the Rams could have easily been gone. I mean, they could have easily been San Francisco.
But the Bengals damn sure should have lost. They were down 21-3.
So when you look at that, it seemed like it could have been either. There could have been 4 teams, and we could have crisscrossed all 4 different teams, and all would have been the same kind of matchup. But I think as we start to look at what Cincinnati is, and we start wondering, can they be? Is Joe Burrow going to be that guy? And we know that
he's already that guy. I mean, I think he's still that guy whether he wins Sunday or not.
I think, yeah. Now, he has to show well.
But I can't call him Tom until you get a few. You used to be Tom in training, but he's still the man.
And it could explode here. And I think Stafford might be primed to do something much like that, too. The quarterback that walks off as the champ is going to put themselves in a realm either where Stafford probably thought he'd never get to because of the career he's had, or Burrow gets there 3 years earlier than anybody thought he would get.
And what's crazy with Stafford, I'm sure that's one of those things where he's just like sitting around like, I'm going to be a Detroit Lion for the rest of my life. And then that phone call comes like, hey, you've been traded.
I wonder how long he'd been angling to get out. He acted like he didn't want to go.
Yeah, he never came off to me as the guy that was pulling a Chris Paul or Anthony Davis. Now, he may have done it behind closed doors and Detroit kept it under wraps. I don't know. But I never saw him complain. I never saw him come in the front of the media and be like, hey, my team sucks. And he never showed frustration. It was just like, look, I'm getting paid. I'm doing the best I can. And, I'm a Detroit Lion. But again, I don't know. Who knows what went on behind closed doors? But the Detroit Lions get what? They got a first-round pick coming for the Rams.
Yes,
but it's going to be like
30 years from now.
It's going to be the 31st pick.
It's still something that Detroit desperately needs. Other NFL news, Mike Vrabel was extended.
And their GM.
Got another.
Rightfully so.
I think both of them have earned that, though.
They have a decision to make, too. They gotta say, like, okay, do we really feel like Tannehill is the guy? Are we going to stick this out?
What would you do?
What's weird, man? And I know I'm in the minority in more than one way. I'm a Tannehill fan, Rob. I fully understand that everybody isn't going to be Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I feel like there's certain quarterbacks that are good enough that you can win with them if you put all the other pieces around them. And again, if you get rid of Tannehill, if you get rid of Derek Carr, if you get rid of Baker Mayfield, like all the QBs that everybody, the popular name everybody wants to get rid of, who are you getting? Who are you getting to replace them, and when, and how long is that going to take? So if I have it, because Matt Stafford, he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Drew Brees. He's not Tom Brady. He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback that has had some timely help on defense, had some timely help in the run game, had some timely help with getting OBJ. The defense shows up here and there, and you kind of all put it together, and it comes together one season. That's how I feel about Ryan Tannehill. I like him. I don't know why.
The guy's got skill, and he's certainly capable of winning. And my question, when you start dealing with Tannehill, and there's 7 quarterbacks like Tannehill that have good attributes, but enough negatives to where you're always kind of looking, is there another guy out there that maybe we would want to replace? Is it easier to find a quarterback that can get you to at least a couple of playoff games, or an offensive coordinator that can adapt an offensive strategy that can fit the quarterback that'll get you to a couple of playoff games?
I think it's on your coordinator. And I think that's what that's what Kyle Shanahan's done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Matt Ryan is a world beater. I know Jimmy Garoppolo isn't a world beater, and he got both of those guys to a Super Bowl. So, it's at some point your coach has got to coach. And because, again, these quarterbacks they don't grow on trees. They don't. So when you talk about Derek Carr, you talk about Ryan Tannehill, okay, cool. Who comes in and gets them the AFC title games?
I'm starting to wonder if it's not more difficult to find an offensive coordinator to match with an average quarterback than it is to just find a generational quarterback that can overcome any kind of offensive coordinators situation.
Yeah.
That's just better, that can do any offense.
Right.
Because we've seen what Tannehill's capable of doing. At the same time, I've seen what Kirk Cousins can do. I've seen what I think Carson Wentz falls into that right now. I've seen a lot of guys that were successful solely because they got into an offensive situation that an OC just only highlighted the positives and hid the negatives. Some OCs are better at just, here's the offense, man. Go function inside that and be great.
I mean, I said all that, Rob. He did throw 3 picks in that game. He threw 3 interceptions that game. So I'm sitting here not praising Tannehill, but just understanding what I'm up against. But he did throw. I understand people wanting to move on when you throw 3 picks in the game when you're favored and you're one of the best. You had the best record in the AFC.
Yes, and you're sitting at home watching.
So I get it, but I for whatever reason I like Tannehill. I'm gonna go down on the boat with them.
Todd Downing, their offensive coordinator, is going to get another shot at getting.
Are they keeping him too?
It looks like they're going to keep him around. I would think if they're going to give Rabel the money, that's an endorsement of everybody beneath.
And Tannehill did go 8 weeks without Derrick Henry and kept it afloat. But you're always going to be judging the playoffs.
You're always
going to be judging.
No matter what you do, no matter how far
they
go, that at the end of the day, that's exactly what they're going to be looking for.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I just want to see a good game. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I'm super excited for this Super Bowl. But I do want to watch.
Oh, it's going to be
But I'm not like, oh, my God.
I think it's going to be spectacular because I think that when we were talking earlier with Anita Marks from the Daily Wager, she said public loves the over. See, I'm part of that public, and I love the over.
Like overs?
I think we're going to look at well over 50 points in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of offense. And it could come down to, I hope it comes down to, just like it has all playoff long.
Yeah.
Last team with the ball. Last team with the ball takes it home because the Rams, while they offer big names, they don't offer big defense.
Right.
It's not like they're stopping people like crazy. So I like the over, and I'd like to see the last.
I'm going with Anita.
So and with
I'm going with that. Anita.
Who do you trust more with? 2 timeouts and 90 seconds to go to drive the field to win a game. Do you trust Burrow or do you trust Stafford? Isn't that crazy? We're talking about Burrow like that. After 2 years, Stafford after 10, who's widely regarded as one of the more accurate passers in the history of the NFL, though he still has that Detroitness where you just are waiting for the mistake.
Yeah, I will still go Burrow.
Well, if it goes to form, that's what'll happen. And if we're leaning on the rookie, then I think everything else that Anita has told us and what I'm starting to hear from a lot of other of the FanDuel types screaming into their microphone that money's coming on Cincinnati. Money has fallen their direction.
Better get your bets in today.
So we're headed toward the end of the show. We're expecting Dimitrov, and this is a car wash of an event. So let's clear some space, make sure that he's available to us when he does arrive. You're on R&R in the morning. This is San Antonio Sports. Now, don't go anywhere. We still got a whole lot more show for you and a whole lot more to do. Stay here on ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. I want to talk to you real quickly about Dr. Mark Habercorn and River City Oral Surgery. His office is over on 1604 and I-10. He is an oral surgeon. He's a dentist. He's also a physician. His specialty is removing teeth and also dental implants. That's the things on his shingle. That's the thing on his card. Let me tell you how he does business. Now, first of all, he is not a traveling dentist. He works here in San Antonio. Dental implants, that's what he does. He does it greatly. As far as tooth removal, he takes it out, does it greatly. If you need wisdom teeth out, 1 or 2 teeth removed, all of that, they do it very, very well. It's how you pay them that is very unique. They don't take insurance. I'll say that again. River City OMS does not take insurance. Now, they'll help you with financing. They'll help you file your insurance, but because they don't take insurance, they can bill the way that is appropriate for the doctor. And we have found that Dr. Habercorn can save you money 9 times out of 10, whether it be for 1 tooth removal, 4 teeth removed, you're looking for a whole jaw of dental implants. Do your research and go to the website River City OMS, because there you're going to see a price list that is steadfast. It is there. It is not changing. He offers direct patient care with prices that are going to be entirely completely competitive. $1,300 for an implant. That includes x-ray, post-op care, $20,900 to replace all your teeth on one jaw. Judge that against the competition. Financing is absolutely available. Here's the number you need. 210-778-0002. 210-778-0002. Their website, rivercityoms.com. If it's time for a tooth removal, if it's time for those implants, if it is time to have your wisdom teeth out, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your health, you owe it to your wallet to call Dr. Mark Habercorn first. Call him today at 210-778-0002, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
The Bengals and the Rams are headed to L.A. for the big game. We've got you covered all week long live from Los Angeles. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Chia Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
I need postcards printed and designed. Oh, and a targeted direct mail campaign.
It's possible at Staples.
I need my presentation printed, bound, and perfect.
Also possible with Staples Print Big Promise. Your small business marketing will make a big impact. And right now, get 20% off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 2/26. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
My stomach.
Don't worry, I've got you covered.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol Chews.
Pepto-Bismol's in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Ooh, let me try it.
Try Pepto-Bismol Chews for fast relief.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Water stains on the shower glass. Try rubbing some shaving cream on them.
Tyler's cleaning crew knows every housekeeping trick in the book.
Handling timesheets now.
But they need a proper bookkeeper to keep finances tidy.
New equipment is a business expense, right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Rams, the Bengals, 4 quarters away from a championship. Who will raise Lombardi's trophy? Don't miss a minute all week from L.A. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Nearside App, Texas Chia Liquor, and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey, this is Michael Jimenez. Have lunch with me on halftime today at noon. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's R&R in the morning. Around in the curve at top speed, cutting it close and heading into the finish line. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Hence the R&R. Yeah. Karl sitting back behind the double pane glass. This has already turned into one of those Super Bowl Radio Row days. One of the things to look forward to is this, for those of us that get to have the blessings to come to these, is Radio Row is a bit of a convention. It's a chance to see all your radio friends and the media types from around the country. It's one of the few places that we all come to. And one of the more interesting types of people, or group of people that I've met, Minix and I have met through our Super Bowl years, are a couple of, there's 3 guys that work for BBC One.
Yeah, I haven't seen you get. I haven't seen you get that excited for anybody.
Well, they're here. I just saw the Brits roll in.
Yeah, you jumped up. I was like, wait, who are
These
they?
Guys,
what do they
do? They are pro football commentators living in London. They are presenters, and they know their football.
Yeah,
and come at with a very British attitude. And because the relationship in London with Khan and the soccer team that he owns, and the Jaguars.
Yes.
The London Jaguars are essentially their team. They know it. We know it. That at some point the Jags are going to spend 8 games a year. At some point, we figure. And our Brits boys have walked in, and they've become quite the Jag fans.
Y'all talked to them before?
Oh, we met them in Houston 5 years ago.
Okay.
And have had an opportunity to catch up with them year after year. They come into town, and spend a month, go to football games, travel the country. A good group of guys. I can assure you we will have them on over the next week. We're awaiting Thomas Dimitrov, and it appears that he has been delayed with another interview. People doing to him what I would do, hold him too long. I promise you we'll have it for you.
It's some stupid clocks.
Because I'm very interested to hear what his thoughts are on Dan Quinn. He's the guy that hired him. He's the guy that hired Kyle Shanahan. Think about that group that he had. That
he had a good team
and a lot of talent. And the idea of a team that gets this far and then collapses utterly upon itself after the beating.
Well, I mean, as a GM, and I probably wouldn't go here, but as a GM, you kind of probably feel like Shanahan and Quinn cost you a ring. Like, hey, I put the team together, I put the coaches in place, and y'all didn't hold the 28-3 lead. That's not on me.
Well, he got blamed for it.
How? You had the team.
And you know who's left is Ryan. Only one's still around.
Yeah, Julio's gone. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Kyle Shanahan's gone. Quinn is gone.
And they rebuild. Tomorrow, we'll bring you Andrew Beck, tight end with the Broncos, Kyle Turley, and Michael Irvin will join us tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Just want to let that out there. So you want to make sure you join us. Michael will be on R&R in the morning tomorrow with several others coming. Spurs kicking off the rodeo road trip as we head into the evening. The idea of hitting the road against Cleveland with as healthy a team as they've been. Zach Collins back out there. I think this is the perfect matchup for the time. I'd rather than be on the road. Darius Garland is out, and that's a good thing considering what we saw the last time we played them here.
Right.
But it's more about the matchup tonight with what Cleveland brings on that front line. It's either going to expose or highlight what Zach Collins is going to mean to the Spurs. Is he going to be the Zach Collins from Portland who's stiff-legged, can only jump shoot, and not really do much else on the defensive side? Or is he going to be part of that Spurs help defense? Can he defend Evan Mobley? Will he be on big man Jared Allen? Will he get on? Will he guard the post? Will he guard the power forward? How are they going to use him to defend? Will we ever see both Pirtle and Collins on the court at the same time? We did not see them on the court at the same time.
It makes sense. Now, I don't know for the rest of the road trip where he goes, but I know for a game like tonight, it makes sense to start them together. You used to start Aldridge and Pirtle together. Why wouldn't you start these two together? And again, against this front line, so you don't tax Keldon out, start Zach Collins tonight alongside of Pirtle and give Pirtle and Keldon some help on the glass. So, again, I don't know about going forward, but tonight I can see them starting.
And I do think that their skill sets are both complementary. I do think that they could spend time on the court. I don't think Zach Collins wants to get in Pirtle's way down in the paint, and I don't think Pirtle wants to get in Zach Collins' way out at the three-point line.
Right.
So I think that they could function pretty well together, and I would like to think, or at least assume, that that's the long-term plan. But I recall when Cleveland came, you said you went to the game, and I had some other friends that went, and their comment was, that's the biggest NBA team I've seen in a long time. When they rolled out 3 7-footers to start.
Mm-hmm.
So the Spurs' primary weakness has been size on the front line, offensive and defensive rebounding. They don't have their point guard. We have ours. And I think that the Pop has settled in that Devin Vassell is the starting. He's going to be starting over McBuckets. He has been consistently. I know that McBuckets went down for a couple of injuries, but Vassell has the gig.
I don't agree with that. I like Vassell's energy and point production off the bench. And I like Dougie's ability to space the floor for the starters with DeJounte on the floor. Because DeJounte, while he's improved his three-point shooting, his game is still to get into the paint and get his mid-range jumper off. And it's easier for him alongside of Dougie McBuckets. So as much as many times I said Vassell is my favorite Spur, that continues to be the case. I like him coming off the bench.
Long-term or just this year?
For now, this year. And I mean, going forward, of course, you probably want him in your starting lineup. But just for this team, just for the sake of Pop's record, I like him coming off the bench.
As we get closer to the trade deadline, anything going to happen today in your mind, or will the deadline truly make the deals?
I don't think the Spurs are doing anything, man. Other than, again, and when I say doing anything, I don't count Thaddeus Young. If they trade Thaddeus Young to me, that's like, okay, of course. But I'm talking about like anything major, like Derek White or Keldon or somebody like that. I don't see it. I think the only move they make is that. And again, I don't even count that. because neither party wants anything to do with the other party. So
Ben Simmons going to get moved?
Not till June, July.
Russell Westbrook?
No one taking that contract June, July.
Any move that will shake, or did we see it? Was it the Sabonis deal?
I think Miles Turner. There's a deal gets done for him. I don't know who or where. I think that's the only other big trade that goes down.
We'll see. I'm a firm believer.
I think there's going to be some little moves here and there. Like I can see the Bucks picking up a big come off the bench, or Phoenix picking up a shooter, or things like that, like little nicks and crannies, like armor all on the tires. Not in full detail, but I can see your contenders putting a little armor all on the tires.
This afternoon, when the Blitz gets going, they are bringing you top headline guests, and this is just who they have to begin with.
1 second.
Ryan Leaf will be here live with them. They will also have Lee Steinberg, the agent to the super agent, Pat Mahomes' agent.
And it's so crazy with Lee. You were there, I was there. Lee was literally running around Houston Super Radio Row, Rob. Will y'all please interview Patrick Mahomes? We're like, yeah, Texas Tech kid. He's from Tyler, Texas. Just think about that, though. Like not begging. I don't want to disrespect Lee like that. But like going table to table.
Yes.
Like, hey, talk to my client.
And Mahomes, recall, he had a broken arm.
Yeah, he was in a cast.
He was in a cast. We sat down and talked to him for a bit. It turns out that later on in the day, Minix and his family ran into him, and he didn't know anybody, and they just sat around talking with him.
Weren't you super impressed with him at that time? And be like, damn, there's something about him, right?
Yeah, so he was prepared. You could tell he'd come from a major league family. He was accustomed to the press. He was accustomed to no one knew what he was going to do. But given that, so Lee Steinberg,
who else got?
They will also have Aaron Taylor will be here today. Darren Ravel will be here today for the Daily Wager, and the number just continues to grow. Tomorrow, Kix Brooks is on the list. Eric Metcalf.
Who's Kix Brooks?
From Brooks and Dunn.
No, really?
Diplo. We bring all types of music all
I want
around.
Diplo.
We're going to sit and talk with Andrew Zimmern. I will. I'm going to embarrass myself in front of you.
I'm just going to sit back and record.
You're going to see something about me that you haven't seen before. Because I'm
just going to record you. I'm not going to use Rob. I refuse to say anything in that interview. I'm just going to let you get your rocks off because I know there's 1,000 things you want to ask.
No, I'll tell you, you're going to like this guy.
Oh, I know him.
You're going to like him because he's not your typical chef.
No, absolutely.
I mean, the guy has lived a life. I mean, not just of behind the kitchen and the glory that is. So yeah, we'll have Andrew Zimmern tomorrow, and the hits, they just keep on coming. The good news for us, though, Rudy.
I need another burrito. What's the good news?
The good news, I was going to say, the good news for us as we wind things down, that the media room has stocked themselves full of burritos and hot coffee. We have certainly earned it after what we did tonight, but we promise you the same as we always do. When this show is over, Rudy and I are going to go watch the film. We're going to practice real hard. We're going to come back and do it even better tomorrow. But know today, as we go out all day long, when you're at San Antonio Sports Stars, AA Best Bail Bonds big game coverage continues all the way through. We never know who we're going to get. Sometimes we can grab somebody and have a chance to sit down and talk to them. Stay close to your socials. Make sure your alerts are up because the interviews are coming, and it's going to get awfully busy. Nobody else in San Antonio is here. It is us. We're bringing it to you. Thanks for hanging with us here on San Antonio Sports Star. He's Rudy. I'm Rob. Michael Jimenez and Halftime Crew will be coming in just a couple of hours. Thanks for hanging around with us. We're going to get a taco. We're going to send you off with the Los Lonely Boys. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for hanging with us.